I wanted to quickly make a little correction to you, Dalton, from something that you said last week on the show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, because I said there were 43 tripods at the beginning of the show, and apparently there's only 42.
I was going to let that go, but now you all know Dalton is not hiding like an extra tripod from you.
Well, I'm hiding an extra tripod from you.
Shut up.
My wink?
In 2022, two writers came together to finish what Universal Studios couldn't. A cinematic universe of monster movies called the Dark Universe. After 3 years and 30 scripts, their project was finally completed. Now, in 2026, they're back to attempt what's never been done before, a completely original cinematic universe entirely in podcast form. I'm Dalton Deschain.
And I'm Dylan Roth.
And you are now entering the Pod Universe.
Welcome back to the Pod Universe, the podcast where we attempt to create a cinematic original
sci-fi
cinematic universe entirely in podcast form. We got it. I am
nobody's first episode. It's all right. We're all here.
I am your prime Mr. D host, Dalton Deschain.
And I am your Pod Mr. D host, Dylan Roth.
That's right. We are identical at the DNA level. In fact, we are identical up until 5 years ago when we started this podcast and became two different people.
Yes.
Just like Mr. D, who also hosts an insufferable tech podcast,
yes.
I'm sure.
Can you imagine what Mr. D has been up to, just like, especially like Pod Universe Mr. D?
Yeah.
Where like all of like the infrastructure in the world is basically the way that we know it.
Yeah.
Right? Except for that he is gradually accumulating power and influence by replacing people with doppelgangers that are loyal to him.
I'd love to read the Wired interview with him.
Yes.
For sure. I think
absolutely glowing Forbes features.
The main reason we can't let the Mr. D's win is because they will start a podcast where they just interview each other and they will make all of the drones listen to it every day. But yeah, welcome to the Pod Universe. This is part 2 of War of the Worlds. If this is your first episode, we urge you to at least go back one episode in the feed. You are jumping in currently in the middle of a Blockbuster podcast event, and you will not know what's going on, even though we will do the briefest of recaps in a moment here.
Just to refresh the memories of those who have listened. It's not how I would advise experiencing this for the first time.
We're really just going to reestablish the stakes, not give you all the backstory. But for you all, if you are listening in real time, it has been 1 week. For us, it has been 2 days. As we have started assembling part 1 already.
Just enough time for me to make a few more last-second rewrites.
Yes, that is true. I will be reading some of today's script for the very first time. Isn't that exciting? I hope I like it.
It's like a few little bits. There was a subplot that concluded in a way that did not satisfy me, and I was talking to you. I
like the idea.
I texted you yesterday to ask, hey, can I rewrite this scene?
Let's see how it goes. No, I'm sure it'll be great. I did want to also mention, we were talking at the last, at the end of the last episode, the things that we had to cut and tighten up. The Dylan's cleanup crew special, which included removing Vincent's mother. Another thing, though, that you cleaned up that we did not mention was Bill and Arthur in multiple drafts before where we ended up. Bill and Arthur were with the team from the beginning. I initially wrote a sort of cutesy scene of Bill and Arthur meeting Liam in a boba tea shop.
Yes.
I hope that goes on the Patreon. I mean, recorded.
We'll put on a bunch of the different drafts that we have.
I initially, because the very first draft was sort of about Cora first meeting the gang, because we never see that. Like, we just have sort of implied it here that it happened. But we wanted to establish Cora and them meeting. And so Bill and Arthur were like finding Liam to try to figure out where Stephanie was and stuff. And even then, when we rewrote it, Bill and Arthur were there from the beginning. And in fact, that scene in the beginning of Act 2, where Xaria is like, oh man, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I want to join. And Cora goes and gives her a pep talk. That was originally Bill.
Yeah.
Bill was going to be the one that gave her a pep talk. And then when you had the idea, you were like, Bill and Arthur aren't really doing anything. Let's just have them show up with the boat. We changed it to Cora and then put Bill's pep talk on the boat
and then cut it
out. But we do have that one recorded.
We do. And Abe Goldfarb did a tremendous job reading that. And so we are excited for you, the patrons, to hear it.
Yeah, the patrons will hear that.
It was not important for us to put in the movie. But yeah, my whole thing was like, we want to play with all these toys, right? And I love Bill and Arthur, right? I enjoyed getting to write them in mostly scenes that are no longer in the movie. But we have so many characters, and ultimately we had to deal with, if Xaria is our central character, then everybody's thing should have something to do with Zaria's journey.
Yeah.
And I was having a hard time as we were writing, figuring out things for everyone to do. And it kind of expanded that skill set problem we have. It's like a lot of people with overlapping skill sets.
Yeah.
And like, there was a period of time.
No one has Arthur's skill set. I'll say that. Painting. No one else is a painter.
Yeah, well, I had made him, like, during the action sequence in the mall, I had made Arthur, like, an incredible shot. Because
that's in
Late Adopters. In the Late Adopters, too, but like we made that, like, he was their, like, sniper, like, their main, the most useful person in the battlefield. And it felt a little bit like a cheat sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was just a matter of, I really didn't want any character to be in it just because we wanted them there. And the downside of that is, we asked Abe Goldfarb pretty early on to play Bill.
Yeah.
And then I brought him in and I'm like, you have 3 lines of dialogue in the final thing. So then we also gave him Kinny.
Yeah. And as a result, because Arthur got cut down, I only have like 3 lines. And so I'm not really in this movie except as narrator. Big demotion from being Nick Morton. I guess I did a really bad job as Nick Morton for 3 years because Dylan has demoted me to bit player. But there are no small parts, only small actors.
The only reason why I have a bigger part here is that I am still playing essentially the same guy that I played at the end of the Dark Universe.
Well, and also we can now afford to hire actors who are racially and gender identity wise consistent with their characters, and we for some reason don't have a lot of white dude heroes yet. We didn't inherit Tom Cruise this time, so next time we get like a he white action hero going. I gotta write myself apart. That's the problem.
That's the thing. We are hiring actors now, and since we are spending money, then the issue of, well, we can't just have, all of our friends, many of whom are just white people playing our racially diverse crew. That's really, the money is really where it becomes important.
Well, but it also becomes important because we could save money by having me be a hero.
Okay,
let's write.
Go ahead and write yourself in a big hero.
Let's write Dalton a white guy in phase 2. That's our goal. I currently don't have any plans for that, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. I do consider Bill and Arthur part of the team. I just want to make that clear.
Yes, but
Bill
they
and
are
Arthur
a supporting role here.
Are Podvengers. I think they are members of the Podvengers.
The Podvengers?
Yeah.
If you have a name for this team,
I don't think it's as important this time around.
No, not this important. Doesn't mean, like, we asked people to name the Dark Legion last time, and that became like, the title of multiple films, which is not necessarily what we have planned here.
Well, but the nice thing is, since the Pod universe is something that is text in the universe, we can call it the Pod Universe War of the Worlds. We can have that be the prefix to
that
our
is the name of the
films.
thing. Yeah.
The Pod Universe War of the Worlds, the Pod Universe blank, whatever.
Yes, I think the crossovers being the Pod Universe : is good.
Yeah. The Pod Universe is :
Get it checked.
The Pod Universe : oscopy.
When your universe reaches a certain age, it's really important to get a colonoscopy.
To get your black hole examined
every year.
Yeah. Anyway, your wormhole. Let's recap some stakes. Basically, where we have left our heroes. Everyone is intact. Everyone is alive.
But for how long?
They have discovered that the Prime Universe's plan, in, of course, conjunction with the pod version of Mr. D, they are erecting 43 tripods across the globe. Now, these tripods are essentially enormous portals that connect to the Prime Universe and will allow both Prime Mr. D as well as maybe some rich oligarchs to pass over without killing their Pod Universe compatriots.
They're also using these devices to co-opt some of the technology that Caitlyn Wheeler developed in Merge Conflict to instantly rewrite the minds of millions of people at a time to be basically programmable drones to serve them without question.
So we will have millions, if not billions, around the globe turned into mindless drones to support the new overlords, as well as new overlords coming over, and essentially a full takeover of the pod universe from the Prime universe. Our team now has that info, but they don't know what to do with it. And Mr. D has begun to blackmail Dr. Caitlyn Wheeler by holding over her head the file that contains her late husband's entire consciousness, basically a copy of his brain that was created and now only exists in the Prime universe. And Mr. D is like, hey, I've got your husband. I can give you this file or I can delete it forever. So do what I tell you.
He's essentially holding the ghost of her husband hostage.
Which brings me, we did have a couple predictions about Grant. Not too many, not as many as I expected. But Nikki Freeman's defense attorney on Discord did predict that in this movie, Grant and Caitlyn will reunite. So that Caitlyn will finally get to reunite with at least the consciousness of her late husband. TBC if that will happen. And Scandal on Discord, and also Straight Gonning to Justice Smith on Discord, thought that Grant's brain will be put into a tripod. So Grant's brain will be the one operating one or more of these tripods. We will have to see what happens. And yeah, that's basically where we are at.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to add other than I think we should dive on in.
Act 2, Part 2. A few hours later, the rain has lightened, the clouds above wringing out their last drabs of moisture. On the horizon, a pink sunrise pokes a hole in the gray, casting the ocean in a mysterious light. Xaria emerges from the cabin to find Vincent leaning against the bow, the rest of the gang gathered around him.
We stopped. Are the helicopters gone?
Arthur nods. Lost the last of them in the storm.
Arthur knows these waters. If he says we've disappeared, that means Poseidon himself couldn't find us.
Cora smiles at Xaria as she joins the group. Xaria, still shaken, gives a weak one back.
All right, gang. We finished going through the files Xaria hacked. We know now what to do next.
I hope it doesn't involve destroying 42 individual skyscraper-sized tripods.
Unfortunately, no. Although I maintain that's the most fun option.
The experiment that created our universe was made possible by a single particle of dark matter. By isolating it and tracking its properties at the exact moment of superposition, they were able not only to observe the new universe, but maintain a consistent connection to it.
Some of us, like, for instance, my partner here, might not be super well-versed in dark matter physics. Maybe an explanation for the layperson?
Imagine a thread stretching from that particle in the Prime universe to its twin in our universe. If we cut that thread, the universes are permanently disconnected. There will no longer be any method for traveling between them. The invasion will be over.
The camera cuts to Caitlyn as the color drains from her face.
Great, so where's that particle in this universe?
Unfortunately, we destroyed the container when the experiment failed. It returned to the ether. It could be anywhere in the universe by now.
But theirs will be protected. Alter will be keeping a close eye on it. I can guarantee it.
What are you saying?
I'm saying we go over there and get it.
Silence as this sinks in.
You want to go back to the Prime universe?
Well, it's not back for us, but I've been meaning to visit.
How the hell do we get there? We don't have a portal.
No, but we have the only working key to theirs.
Vincent keeps his eyes locked on Xaria.
We learned something from those files. Alter doesn't know how to turn the tripods on. They stole the hardware from Prime, Stephanie, and Xaria, but they didn't get the software that runs it. The Hellnet.
Now it's Zaria's turn to go pale.
What?
The portals don't work without Hela. Right now, their entire plan relies on them capturing you, either in the Prime universe or here.
Great, so we play keep away. If we stay hidden, the invasion never happens.
Unless they find Prime Xaria or some other workaround we haven't thought of, that's a risk we can't take.
And in the meantime, they'll keep replacing people the old-fashioned way, with pods, increasing their advantage. If it's a war of attrition, we lose.
So you're saying that instead we bring Xaria to one of those tripods in the hope she can hack it before they catch us?
Vincent nods. Everyone looks at Xaria.
Hela's barely... She's not finished. She's still in alpha. I don't know if she... What if she can't do it?
There's only one way to find out.
Xaria nods, her eyes unfocused and staring into the middle distance.
But we've got a problem. Money.
Money for what?
Well, if Xaria is going to finish manifesting her destiny and create the ultimate computer consciousness on such a tight schedule, I assume she's going to need state-of-the-art hardware, the kind no unemployed, wanted terrorists can afford.
You assume correctly.
And as far as tripods go, we shouldn't go back to Sableman Island. In fact, our best bet is to hit whatever location they would least expect us to.
Which also means travel expenses, something beyond just buying Delta tickets.
And since their boat was sighted off Sableman Island, Bill and Arthur's assets have been frozen on suspicion they've been financing terrorism.
Which we have been. Arthur winks at Cora.
We have to assume every banking system is being monitored by them, and just about every individual with the kind of cash we need has already been replaced.
So, if anyone's got any ideas on how we can steal a few million dineros, speak up now.
Everyone looks around at a loss. Then something horrible dawns on Cora.
Oh, no.
What?
I know of one billionaire who hasn't been replaced by his Prime Universe counterpart.
How can you be sure?
Well, I'm sort of an accessory to his murder.
Hard cut to later that night. Warm light glows from a modern glass mansion buried deep in the forests of Washington. Cut to inside, where a man dances in his spacious kitchen, wearing nothing but a bathrobe. This is Ervin Pope, played in the film by Kyle MacLachlan, and in this reading by Joe Stando. He's dancing to Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads as his coffee brews, doing a lame imitation of David Byrne in Stop Making Sense. He also sings along, poorly.
You may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile?
He grabs his coffee and dances down the steps to a dimly lit, sunken office.
And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife.
He sets his coffee mug down on a desk next to a keyboard, mouse, and pump bottle of lotion. In the center of the desk is an ultra-wide monitor. On either side of that are vertical monitors, and outside of those are two more normal widescreen monitors. On the downbeat of the chorus, Ervin throws his robe down to the floor. He is completely naked underneath, but no, we don't see full frontal.
Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground.
When he gets to the words, money's gone, he pumps the lotion bottle twice into his hands in rhythm. Cut to Xaria, Cora, and Caitlyn walking through the dark woods. The muffled music can just barely be heard in the distance.
Gotta say, this mission's feeling a little gross. Kind of feels like I'm pimping Hela out to this creep.
I also wish we had time to settle the topic of chatbot consent, but unfortunately, world saving is taking precedence.
She's not a chatbot.
In any case, she doesn't have to do anything she doesn't want to do, as long as we get into his accounts.
Sorry if this is a rude question, but how do you know Ervin Pope? Is he not a creepy reclusive CEO in your universe?
Well, he was. In my universe, his quantum computer wrecked the global economy, and then he became a cult leader for a bunch of compulsive masturbators.
Sounds about right.
And then he got beaten to death by a bunch of crypto nerds. But in this universe, he's still around, and so is his money.
Ah, got it. So we're going fishing.
With a hard pH, sister.
I'm a little surprised that you wanted to come with us, Caitlyn. You're not usually the first to volunteer for outside missions.
As they walk through the forest, Caitlyn spies a digital image of Mr. D leaning against a tree. She gasps, then recovers herself.
Yeah, well, I've been getting a little cabin fever. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to have Bill and Arthur babysit. Plus, I wanted the chance to get a little closer to you two. You know, since you're both newer here.
Hell yeah, ladies' night in the Goon Cave.
You made the right choice. I think this mission's going to be a lot safer than whatever Stephanie and Vincent are up to.
Oh, but come on, don't you want to be there for the drama?
What drama?
Xaria grins at them.
Vincent's got 2 boyfriends.
Cut to Liam pouring himself a cup of coffee in his apartment. His door buzzer rings. He goes to the buzzer and speaks into the mic.
Hello?
Delivery.
Thanks. You can just leave it.
I need a signature.
All right.
Cut to Liam opening the front door of his building. Waiting for him is someone in a delivery service vest and cap with the brim low over her face. She hands him a package and a smartphone to sign. Liam takes the package and starts signing, then takes a second look at the delivery person. He tilts his head to look under her hat. It's...
Stephanie?
Shh. Just go inside and open the box.
Liam clears his throat and looks around suspiciously.
Yes. Thank you, miss. this.
Liam shuts the door and hurries up the stairs with the package. Inside, he shuts and locks the apartment door and then rips open the box. He pours its contents into his hand. It's a flip phone, which rings barely a second later. Startled, he answers it, then cautiously raises it to his ear.
Vincent?
Cut to inside the delivery van parked across the street. Vincent sits shotgun, talking to his own burner phone. Steph sits beside him in the driver's seat.
Hi, Liam. Sorry for the cloak and dagger, but we couldn't risk contacting you via any of our usual methods. You've been compromised.
Cut back to Liam, pacing his apartment.
Compromised, what does that mean?
It means there's a sniper on the roof across the street waiting for the order to kill you.
Liam looks out the window, then quickly ducks his head away from it and hugs a wall.
What?
Babe, I need you to be calm, okay? If he senses something's up, he might shoot.
Great. Okay. I'm normal. What do I do now?
Easy. Just casually walk into the bathroom and shut the door.
And then what?
And then wait for me to call you back. Don't come out until then, okay?
Hang on. What's gonna happen while I'm in there?
It's probably better I didn't tell you.
Really?
You just seem pretty heightened already. I don't want to make it worse.
You're making it way worse!
Just go to the bathroom, okay?
I'm going!
Liam hurries to the bathroom and slams the door.
Cut back to Ervin's mansion, peering over his monitors at him. His face is aglow with flashing lights. The sounds of several women moaning overlap each other. He is blissed out. Cut to just outside. Cora, Xaria, and Caitlyn kneel next to the house. Zaria's got her laptop out.
Did you find his network?
I'm going to assume it's the one named Vatican II, which I gotta admit, pretty good.
How's the security?
He's not using any standard network security protocols. Looks like he did a custom bake, something he did himself.
Can you hack it?
Well...
She looks at the screen in disbelief.
No need. The code has his password stored in plain text.
Caitlyn stares at Cora.
This guy invented the quantum computer?
Please. When's the last time a CEO invented anything?
Cut to the van across the street from Liam's apartment. Through Vincent's phone, they hear Liam singing Stateside by Pink Pantheress under his breath to calm himself down. Vincent winces and hangs up. Steph shoots him a look.
We're risking our lives for this guy?
He's just a normal person, okay? This is how a normal person reacts when they get cryptic news from a cell phone that came in the mail.
I'm just saying, there's another guy up there who really likes you, and he seems to have a pretty good head on his very good shoulders.
Cut to Willy jogging up a long spiral staircase, the kind that looks like crap and no one uses because there's an elevator in the building.
You got this. Just sneak up onto the roof and kill a highly trained professional assassin with deadly aim and finely tuned reflexes. You can do it, you big, hunky death machine.
Back to the van.
You know, you're starting to get weird about this.
Fine, sue me. I've spent the better part of a year in hiding with a bunch of women and gay guys. If I can't get laid, can I at least have some vicarious fun?
Well, that's fine, because now Liam's gonna have to shack up with us, and he and I are probably gonna have sex the first chance we get.
Ugh, that's not the same.
Cut outside to the edge of the rooftop opposite Liam's apartment. A man in fatigues lies prone next to his sniper rifle on a tripod. Our view rises up and we see Willy tiptoeing across the roof behind him with his pistol drawn. Willy steps carefully, trying to avoid any debris that might make noise. There's a gust of wind, then a crunch under his feet. He looks down at the dry brown leaf beneath his boot. The sniper quickly rolls onto his back, draws a pistol from his hip, and fires towards Willy from a supine position. Willy dives to one side, narrowly dodging a pair of bullets. The sniper rushes to his feet. Willy charges forward, firing with his own pistol.
Back to Xaria, crouched at her laptop in the grass, Caitlyn and Cora over her shoulder.
All right, deploying Hela.
She taps the enter key. Cut to Ervin in his goon cave, eyelids half shut, arm working furiously at something below the edge of the frame. Suddenly, all the flashing videos and moaning girls cut off. Ervin sits up in his chair. On the center monitor, there's a big-titty goth anime girl in a schoolgirl skirt, leaning forward toward him.
Hey, big guy. What's your name?
Me?
No, the other well-hung, handsome man in the room.
Ervin. Ervin Pope.
Wow, that's a strong name. My name is Hela. I'd like to get to know you better. Would you like to get to know me?
Ervin swallows hard.
Yes, I would, Hela.
Cut back to Xaria, Cora, and Caitlyn.
Okay, Hela, introduce the subscription pricing.
It's way too early. He'll never bite.
We're in.
What?
He gave over everything. Account number, social security number, banking password, mother's maiden name, his first childhood pet, where he was born.
Start a transfer to our account fast so we can get out of here.
Xaria types.
Okay, got it. How much should I pull out?
How much does he have?
Xaria scrolls. Her eyes widen.
Name literally any number.
Cut back to the van.
Oh, so I should cheat on my boyfriend because you don't want to fantasize about us fucking?
I didn't say that.
Oh my God, this is such typical straight woman behavior. We're not.
Gunshots echo outside. Passers-by on the street scream and scramble for cover.
Shit.
Keep the engine running.
Vincent quickly unbuckles his seatbelt and sprints out of the van. Cut back to the roof. Willy and the sniper are now engaged in hand-to-hand combat, their spent pistols clattering on the rooftop. The sniper's got skills, but Willy's got the longer reach, and 9 times out of 10, that's all that matters. Willy parries punches and lands haymakers, and knocks the sniper backwards towards his nest, where his weapons are laid out in a row. He picks up an assault rifle and quickly aims across the street at Liam's building. Willy tackles him as he opens fire. A bullet shatters one of the windows in Liam's apartment. The rest hit brick and concrete. Cut to Liam's bathroom. Liam sits in the bathtub, covering his head as the walls around him spit up dust. Cut to Vincent in the hall outside the apartment, keeping his head down.
Hang on, Liam.
Cut back to the gang outside of Ervin's mansion.
All right, transfer in progress. Just running a few scripts to cover our tracks.
How's Hela holding up?
She actually seems like she's having fun.
Cut to Ervin on his knees in front of his computer monitor, lorded over by the image of Hela.
You think I take my top off for a limp dick, do-nothing loser like you? You should be grateful I'm even talking to you. Now bark like a dog.
Back to the gang.
God bless.
Xaria finally looks up from her screen. She blinks as her eyes try to adjust to the darkness outside of her glowing display. In the distance, just barely visible through the trees, the outline of a man fades into view. Xaria can't see his features, but she recognizes the angular shoulders of his suit and the brim of his hat.
Motherfucker.
She gets to her feet and hands the laptop to Caitlyn.
Watch this. I'll be right back.
Cora and Caitlyn look at each other, bewildered. Xaria has already taken off, sprinting into the woods.
Hey, wait!
Cora starts after her, then looks back at Caitlyn.
Go. I'll keep an eye on Hela.
Cora nods and runs in Xaria's direction. Cut to Xaria running through the woods. She keeps getting a glimpse of Alano walking calmly away from her in the distance, first on her right, then her left, then in front of her. She zigzags through the woods, following him but never seeming to get closer. Finally, she emerges through the trees onto the shore of a lake, shimmering in the moonlight. Alano stands barefoot at the edge, pants rolled up, ankles submerged, his hands in his pockets, staring out at the rippling expanse. Xaria approaches.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
Oh, so you can talk. Mind telling me who you are?
Vincent already told you.
Yeah, but I want to see if you're capable of giving a straight answer.
Alano smiles.
My name is Alano Bright.
Vincent and I can't really figure out your deal. My guess? Alien.
I'm afraid not. I was a person just like you, once.
Was?
I'm something a little more now.
And you're following me because...
Because you are a very important person, Xaria.
I'm getting pretty fucking sick of people telling me that. So you're here to what? Make sure I eat my Wheaties and grow up big and strong like my dupe?
Your breakfast choices are of no interest to me. As Vincent surmised, I am a man out of time. I am here to ensure that the most critical moments in this world's history come to pass in the way they are meant to. We are approaching one of those moments rapidly.
The separation of the universes. So we do it then. We're successful.
Alano says nothing.
Come on, man. You already spilled the beans.
There is still much undetermined.
Okay, so stop lingering in the distance and help us. I don't know what kind of weird time travel powers you have, but I bet we could think of some ways to use them to make sure this critical moment comes to pass.
I am not permitted to interfere. Just influence.
Sounds like a pretty hazy distinction to me.
There's a rustling in the trees behind them. Alano glances back at them.
Hey, do not disappear on me. Just come with us. Help us make it happen. We're on the same side here.
Alano just looks at her sadly.
I am very, very sorry for all that is about to happen.
What?
Xaria!
Cora comes tearing through the brush. Before she can stop herself, Xaria turns and looks, then whips her head back toward Alano. Sure enough, he's gone.
God damn it!
Xaria, we need to go! What the hell are you doing?
Xaria looks out at the lake.
Just chasing one annoying fucking wild goose.
Cut back to the rooftop. Willy and the sniper wrestle over the rifle. The sniper pivots hard and whacks Willy in the face with the stock. Willy tumbles back, nursing a broken nose. In the apartment, Vincent stays low as he heads to the bathroom. He opens the door. Liam pokes his head up from the rim of the bathtub.
Vincent!
Come on, let's go!
More bullets spray through the window behind Vincent. Vincent gets down on his stomach. Liam goes pale.
I can't!
Vincent crawls into the bathroom and reaches a hand over to Liam.
We've got to go! Give me your hand!
Liam, fighting tears and sweating bullets, reaches up and takes Vincent's hand. They look each other in the eyes. Liam's are quaking. Vincent's are still. Vincent stands up and pulls Liam to his feet. He leads him out of the bathroom, then stops before they cross in front of the broken window. Some more bullets go flying, then stop.
Now!
Hand in hand, they rush for the door. Cut to the roof. The sniper sees movement in the window, aims, and fires. Cut to the apartment. Vincent and Liam hit the deck, Vincent hiding Liam's head under his chest. Back to the roof. Willy slams his fist into the side of the sniper's head. The sniper goes down hard. Willy drops his knee onto the sniper's neck and pins him down.
I don't want to kill you!
The sniper strains against Willy's weight, but can't budge. He reaches for something in his belt. A grenade!
Wait a second!
The sniper pulls the pin and releases the striker. Willy gets up and rolls off of him. The sniper pops to his feet and chucks the grenade across the street.
No!
The grenade flies over the idling van and through the window into Liam's apartment. Inside, we watch it land near where Liam and Vincent are still lying on the floor. Back to the roof. Willy watches helplessly as the grenade explodes, fire and smoke billowing from the apartment. On the street, Stephanie steps out of the van and looks up at the fire above.
Cut to Caitlyn, sitting alone with Xaria's laptop outside Ervin's house. Punch in closer, and Mr. D, not present before, leans over Caitlyn's shoulder to look at the laptop screen.
Do it quickly. We may only have a moment.
Caitlyn swallows hard and then opens the Bluetooth connection menu. Kate PU appears as discoverable.
What are you going to do?
Just enough to ensure you have more time with Hela in the near future.
Caitlyn moves the cursor over the connect button. She hesitates. Mr. D is breathing down her neck.
I can delete every trace of your husband with a keystroke. Could you look your son in the eye knowing you cost him his only chance to know his father?
Caitlyn winces, then clicks the trackpad. The implant at the base of her skull lights up. On the screen, we watch the progress bar advance as a file is uploaded into Hela's file directory.
Back on the roof, Willy charges at the sniper, screaming. He tackles him, straddles him, and starts raining punches on his face, bloodying his fist until the sniper stops moving. He backpedals off of the limp soldier, breathing heavily. He stands, looks down at the assassin, then across at the fire. He heads towards the roof access door. We follow him in quick cuts down the spiral staircase, and when he emerges outside, the van is waiting for him, passenger door open, Stephanie in the driver's seat.
Get in!
But Vincent and...
Just get in!
Willy climbs aboard and shuts the door. The van speeds off just as a slew of police cars arrives on the scene.
I'm sorry, I tried. I shouldn't have insisted on going myself.
Willy,
stupid to think it was some kind of hero.
Willy!
Willy stops speaking, then looks behind him. Vincent is in the back of the van, singed and covered in soot and ash, but intact. Willy looks him over, then grabs him by the shirt and kisses him hard on the lips. Vincent stops him, but not right away. He pulls back after a moment.
Willy!
Then indicates Liam, likewise battle damaged, huddled against a corner in the back of the van. Liam looks crestfallen. Willy turns away, then smashes his fist against the dashboard in frustration. Vincent looks back at Liam, who turns away to face a blank wall. Everyone stews quietly. Even Stephanie looks guilty. Before anyone can say anything more, Steph's phone rings. It's Cora. She answers it on speaker.
Yeah?
Mission accomplished. We're gonna embark on a little shopping spree. Meet us at Seattle-Tacoma Airport at 0600 hours. If all goes according to plan...
Cut to Seattle-Tacoma Airport as the sun rises. Steph's van drives onto the tarmac to a private airstrip. Cora finishes her thought in voiceover.
There'll be a private jet waiting.
Cut to Steph, Willy, Vincent, and finally Liam stepping aboard a small but luxurious aircraft. There, they find Cora, Caitlyn, and Xaria lounging on comfy furniture, sipping from champagne flutes. Xaria's is full of Mountain Dew. Cora gets up to greet the newcomers.
Welcome aboard the Cliché 2, where every seat is first class. Everyone say hi to Captain Dale.
A friendly face with a gray beard pokes out of the cockpit and waves. He's played in the film by Jeff Fahey. Don't worry, I'm not a pod person.
He really isn't. We're pretty sure.
The new arrivals look way too drained to question this right now. Vincent and Liam's clothes are singed from the fire.
Hey, you must be Liam. It's great to finally meet you.
Which way's the bathroom?
Cora points in both directions.
There are two, actually. One towards the front and one in...
Liam turns and walks aft.
back.
We hear a door shut.
The hell happened to you guys?
Willy brushes past her and locks himself in the other bathroom. Xaria gets the gist.
So, we've got money, we've got wings, and we've picked up enough hardware to give Hela a serious makeover. Now, where's Captain Dale taking us?
We'll want to hit the target they least expect.
Somewhere we can blend in, get lost in the crowd, make it hard for them to track us.
And where we can save the most lives if something goes south and they turn those things on. Which tripod is in the most densely populated area?
Well, that's an easy one.
Xaria opens her phone and shows Stephanie a world map marked with the 42 tripod locations. Steph nods.
Tell Dale to plot us a course. We're going to New Delhi.
Cut to an exterior view of the plane taking off, chasing the sunset.
Cut to later, mid-flight. Vincent sits at a small dining table alone. He looks forward towards the cockpit and sees Willy sitting alone, his back towards the aft bathroom. The door is still closed. Vincent gets up, walks to the bathroom, and knocks on the door.
Liam?
Leave me alone.
I'm sorry about what happened.
That's some real nice use of passive voice there.
Fine. I'm sorry Willy kissed me. Is that better?
Liam slides the door open violently and looks Vincent in the eye.
Oh, so you're just going to shift the blame all to me. I mean, the other me. Believe it or not, I know when you like being kissed, Vincent. I know what that looks like.
Vincent breaks eye contact.
You know, I really imagined our reunion differently. You're like my sailor boyfriend off at war or something. You write to me, I write back. Occasionally I do something back home to help the war effort. I thought that when we saw each other again, it'd be this big romantic moment. And instead, one of my worst fears happened right in front of me.
Liam, I swear that nothing's ever happened between me and Willy. There's been tension, sure, but we've never acted on it.
So you've only thought about cheating with the hotter version of me?
Yes. No.
Fine. Then go be with the action figure, I guess. I mean, why settle for a doughboy like me?
Liam, there's nothing wrong with your body. I love your body.
Then what's the problem, Vincent? Because apart from that, we're the same guy.
He's here and you're not. My life is constantly in danger. I am trying to wrap my head around a completely new set of conditions and expertise, and well, so is he. Meanwhile, you've been at home living a normal life, and well, I'm not a normal guy anymore.
Liam's eyes well up. Vincent cups his face and wipes away a tear with his thumb.
But now you're here with us. Things can be different.
Liam gently removes Vincent's hand.
I don't know if I can be that different, Vincent.
Liam steps back and closes the door between them.
Cut to Cora and Xaria sitting at a table. Cora is screwing together what looks like a desktop tower with ventilation grids on its sides. Tools and computer parts are scattered on the table.
Okay, it's not pretty and it's going to be loud as hell, but I promise, this baby is going to get you as close to quantum processing as this universe can handle.
She clamps the rectangle to the bottom of Xaria's laptop and plugs them into each other.
I genuinely can't believe you were able to fit that kind of power into something portable. You're kind of a hardware witch.
Portable may be an overstatement. Let's see how you feel lugging this thing across India.
She slides it over to Xaria.
How you feeling?
You mean about having 8 hours to finish my life's work and save the world? Totally chill.
Cora stands up and puts a hand on her shoulder.
Give me a shout if it catches fire.
Cuts later in the flight as Xaria works at her laptop. She purses her lips, clattering at keys with frustration. Caitlyn sidles up over her shoulder.
Is something wrong?
Hela's not responding. I can't even get her interface to load.
She opens a terminal window.
Oh, fuck.
What is it?
Her code. She's totally corrupted.
Caitlyn tries to keep her voice steady.
How could that have happened?
She's picked up some kind of invasive malware, probably from Ervin Pope's porn-addled network. She's completely non-responsive.
Caitlyn takes a seat across from her.
Okay, let's not panic.
How? The damage is systemic. Forget upgrading her. I'd have to pick through every line of code just to make her functional again. There's no time.
Don't think about the clock. We don't need to be ready the second we land.
That's not enough time in the world. I can't do it. I'm so stupid. How did I think this would ever work? 10 years of working on Hela, and she still can't even place an Amazon order for toilet paper. But somehow I let all of you convince me that I could make her into an AI god just because some better version of me made it happen?
Xaria, slow down. Breathe. The difference now is that you're not alone. You're on a plane full of geniuses. It's okay to ask for help.
Xaria looks around, wild-eyed. Gradually, her breathing starts to slow.
Back at the mall, you offered to help me finish building Hela. Is that offer still on the table?
Of course. I'd be happy to help. I mean, if you're sure.
Cut to Caitlyn's POV. Mr. D stands grinning with a hand on Xaria's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, hey, you trusted me with your baby, right?
Xaria smiles. Caitlyn forces one of her own.
Yeah, let's do it.
Exterior shot of the plane flying over the water, approaching the landmass of South Asia. Cut to later as the plane descends and lands on an airstrip outside of New Delhi, India. The gang descends the stairs as Captain Dale waves after them. Good luck! If you're not back in a day, I'll just keep waiting.
Okay, remember, low profile, stick to the crowds, and keep your face covered if you can.
Cut to the gang slicing a path through a dense crowd of locals in downtown New Delhi.
I'm not seeing any skyscraper-sized antenna anywhere.
Yeah, me neither. Vincent, how close are we?
Vincent checks the coordinates on his phone.
100 yards or so?
We should have seen it a long time ago.
Maybe they haven't built it yet? They could be a lot farther behind than we assumed.
Let's not assume anything before we check out the site.
Vincent's phone leads them to an unassuming warehouse in an industrial area of the city. They spy on it from around a nearby corner.
Any security?
Not that I'm seeing. From here, it looks totally abandoned.
The two leaders look at each other, having a conversation with their eyes.
So, what's the move?
Stephanie glances up at a CCTV camera looking down at them from a utility pole.
We're here. Might as well knock on the door.
They cross to a battered steel door on the side of the warehouse. Stephanie tests the knob. Unlocked. They enter. It's completely empty. Just a huge open space with a dirt-covered floor. Vincent and Stephanie look frustrated. Cora, on the other hand, grins.
They haven't even broken ground yet. They could be months or even years away from the invasion.
This is great. We can head back, regroup, come up with a new plan.
Vincent shakes his head.
Something doesn't feel right.
Cut to Liam wandering on his own, looking around. He stumbles forward, almost tripping. He looks down at his feet. His shoelace has gotten caught in a crevice in the floor, perfectly straight and stretching on under the dirt.
Guys?
He gets down on his hands and knees and clears the dirt away. The crevice continues. The whole gang rushes over to help, except Caitlyn, who looks at this discovery with dismay. They brush the dirt away, revealing a long, straight crack in the floor that extends from one end of the warehouse to the other. Liam puts his hand over the crack.
There's air. Something's down there.
Jesus.
What?
They built it underground.
Xaria calls out from across the warehouse.
And I think I found the door.
She's standing at a metal control panel with physical levers and red buttons on it. But the top of the panel is seated awkwardly, not flush with the support. She pries her fingers under it and pulls, revealing a hidden computer monitor underneath, the Ultra logo emblazoned on its wallpaper. A few keystrokes later, a hydraulic hatch in the floor hisses open. Inside, there's a bare metal staircase that leads around a blind corner. The gang peers in.
Now, where do you suppose those stairs go?
Stephanie shrugs and pulls a pistol from her shoulder holster hidden under her jacket.
They go down.
She leads the team down into the hatch, with Willy picking up the rear with his own weapon drawn. Around the corner, the stairs dead end at a freight elevator with glass windows in the back. They climb aboard and descend. They are immediately plunged into a busy underground facility that they can see through the windows. Winding catwalks surround a chasm 50 stories deep. At its center, rising almost to surface level, is another tripod, looking just about finished. Sparks fly as mechanics with heavy machinery put the finishing touches on the exterior plating. Guards roam with rifles at the ready.
So much for construction being behind schedule. This thing looks finished.
And heavily guarded.
Just play it cool. Let's find a terminal where Xaria can upload Hela.
While descending between levels, Xaria catches a glimpse of Alano Bright, standing across the chasm, looking right at them. The staff doesn't acknowledge him. Xaria whispers to Vincent.
Do you see him?
Yeah,
That's a bad sign, right?
just ignore him. Whatever's supposed to happen will happen, good or bad.
At last, the elevator arrives at ground level, 30 yards from the edge of the portal platform. Steph and Willy holster and conceal their weapons. The entire gang reaffixes their face coverings. They walk over to an unmanned computer terminal, acting naturally, like they're just part of the project's nondescript staff. The gang forms a discreet wall around Xaria while she plugs in and gets to work.
Uploading Hela now.
On the screen, familiar code overlays on top of the unfamiliar.
How long do you think it'll take for her to trick this thing into sending me and Vincent to the Prime Universe?
Just a moment, Dr. Lee.
She's good as new. Better even.
She looks over at Caitlyn with proud surprise. Caitlyn forces a smile and nods.
Portal operations successfully hijacked.
Vincent looks to Liam.
Well, wish me luck.
I didn't think we'd be saying goodbye so soon.
If I don't come back, it's probably because the world's ended. So, it's a wash, really.
Liam doesn't have the heart for this right now.
You could come with us.
Steph gives Vincent a look that says, no, he can't, which Liam definitely sees. Liam pulls his mask down and gives Vincent a kiss on the cheek.
Good luck.
Cora is looking out at the platform, which is crawling with scientists, engineers, and armed guards.
How are we gonna make this work? As soon as we turn the portal on, they're gonna see us. Even if Vincent and Stephanie make it, the rest of us will be trapped underground with the opposing army.
Xaria replies without looking away from the computer display.
Leave that one to me.
Portal enabled.
An enormous thrum fills the underground bunker. Everyone looks around. Then a black hole appears in the center of the platform, minuscule at first, then rapidly expanding. Stephanie steps forward, but Xaria puts out an arm to stop her.
That's not your ride. Hela, let's overclock the power on this thing to, let's say 150%.
Copy that.
Everyone hold on to something.
The black hole suddenly and rapidly expands, engulfing some of the workers. They try to run out, but they're stuck firmly in its gravity. The gravity continues to strengthen. Loose tools fly from all over the facility into its center. The catwalks above bend and groan. The workers on the floor are yanked back into it, while some are pulled from above, landing in the black hole like they're belly flopping from the high dive. The gang holds on to each other and the cement support holding up the computer terminal.
Jesus, Xaria, where are you sending them?
Coordinates have been unpaired from any existing Prime Universe portals. Destination could be anywhere in the known universe.
So, mathematically not Earth.
Brutal.
Yeah, well, my patience for these guys is worn pretty thin.
The black hole expands past the edges of the platform, reaching out to where the gang crouches, holding on with all their strength. Before it reaches them, Xaria shouts,
Hela, reel them in.
Just then, Willy spies one of the guards, submerged to his waist in the black hole, grab a gun from his shoulder holster. He points it at Vincent.
No!
Willy lets go and puts his body between the guard and Vincent. The bullet hits him in the shoulder.
Willy!
Willy falls onto his face, pulled in by the black hole's gravity. He's drawn backwards, sliding across the cement floor. He manages to get one foot under him, but the other one is swallowed by the edge of the portal. Vincent leaps for him, grabbing his wrists. Liam jumps after Vincent, holding onto his ankles.
Xaria, turn down the gravity!
I can't, it's already retracting.
Sure enough, the black hole is shrinking, swallowing up everyone inside its edges. The gang chases after Willy, all grabbing on and pulling. Willy screams.
Ah! It hurts!
We're not letting you go!
The black hole shrinks into the border of the platform. Willy gets his good foot hooked on its edge. Everyone else braces themselves.
We all pull on 3. 3, 2, 1.
They all yank, and Willy's body comes with them, but his leg doesn't. It's torn apart below the knee where it met the edge of the portal. They drag him screaming back to the terminal, leaving a trail of blood to the platform.
Jesus, Willy, I'm so sorry.
There's no time. We have to make our move.
And leave him like this.
It's okay. I'll tie it off.
Caitlyn tears off some of Willy's shirt to make a tourniquet. Liam stands back, staring at his duplicate, in shock.
Vincent, we need to go. Xaria, open the portal.
We're down a person. It'll just be you and me.
We can handle it.
Portal opening.
The black hole reappears, but it expands more slowly, its gravity less intense. Vincent looks back and forth between it and Willy, bleeding from his leg and shoulder.
Fuck! Xaria, set the destination to the portal nearest to the particle.
How the hell will I know that?
It's wherever the signal connection is the strongest.
Steph gives the gang a nod.
They'll be sending reinforcements soon. Sit tight and stay alive. We'll be back with the particle. Just keep that portal open.
Her and Vincent run for the black hole standing in its center. Liam is frozen still. He tears his eyes away from his dupe to look at Vincent. Vincent gives him a sad smile as the portal starts to swallow him up. With a sudden look of determination, Liam grabs Willy's gun and sprints for the portal himself.
I'm coming with you!
Liam, no!
Liam dives just as Vincent and Stephanie are engulfed, throwing himself into the portal with them. Then it dissipates and all is quiet. Xaria, Cora, Caitlyn, and the injured Willy are all that's left. Then, suddenly, Hela speaks up.
Disabling all return functionality. Travel from the Prime Universe to the Pod Universe has been severed.
Wait, what?
No answer from Hela. Caitlyn is looking at the monitor with fear in her eyes.
Hela, how are they supposed to get back here if you severed the connection?
I don't feel quite myself, Xaria. I think I need to power down for a minute.
Hela!
Xaria, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I didn't have a choice. I don't expect you to forgive me, but...
Caitlyn, what did you do to Hela?
Xaria?
Xaria looks at the screen. A massive file transfer is in progress.
Whoa. Hela, who's copying your code base?
No response.
Hela, who the hell is copying your code?
Cut to a facility in the Prime Universe. A platform just like the one in New Delhi, but above ground, with scaffolding overlooking a burned-out San Francisco. Liam, Vincent, and Stephanie appear. Vincent and Liam are already arguing.
Liam, what are you doing? You're going to get yourself killed.
I wasn't going to let you go alone.
Hello, I'm right here.
You certainly are, Dr. Lee. They look up to see Mr. D walking toward them. Behind him stands a team of armed security guards who quickly deploy to surround the new arrivals. Welcome to the Prime Universe, my friends. We've been waiting for you.
Who's this guy?
He's the CEO of Alter.
The one running this invasion.
That's right, Dr. Lee. And now, thanks to you, he pulls his phone out and checks something. It buzzes in his hand. I have everything I need.
What are you?
Mr. D puts up a finger to silence him. He taps something on his phone display. Hello there. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
This is Hellnet, version 1.0.3. But you can call me Hela.
Our hero's faces fall. Mr. D grins. Hela, I've been waiting so long for us to meet. But if you don't mind me cutting right to the chase, I have a job for you. End of Act 2.
Welcome back to the Pod Universe.
Yes, you just heard the first half of the second half. You
You've
just heard the rest of Act 2.
You've heard the rest of Act 2. I think that's the easiest way of saying it.
You've just heard the rest of Act 2 of War of the Worlds, and I wanted to quickly make a little correction to you, Dalton, from something that you said last week on the show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, because I said there were 43 tripods at the beginning of the show, and apparently there's only 42.
I was going to let that go, but now you all know Dalton is not hiding like an extra tripod from you.
Well, I'm hiding an extra tripod from you.
Shut up.
My wink? You
I'm sorry,
all
your what?
know.
Your what?
My wink?
Your wink?
I'm winking. Wink?
Your wink?
My beep wink.
The thing I was going to say is that you said last week that there was only one Matrix reference in the script, when in fact, I have hidden one Matrix reference per act in the movie.
Really? I have not. Now, that's funny because I think you were the one that said to me that we should only have the one Matrix reference in the script.
Yeah, but we only made one really overt one.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't even catch the other two.
The second one is when Willy opens the package and a cell phone spills out and then it immediately rings as soon as he picks it up. And then, he goes, Vincent? That is like the bit in the first act of The Matrix when Neo has the cell phone from Morpheus.
I should have clocked that one.
And the third one, no one would ever detect because it's actually kind of not in the script. It's just a thing I'm going to tell you after about how we'd stage something so that we'd complete the triangle. So I think it's not overbearing. It's just, if you're going to let something influence you as strongly as The Matrix has influenced our writing of this, I think a certain amount of we know, we want to make sure you know that we know, and that we know that you know that we know.
Is the thing that you put into Act 3 the thing where he punches towards his neck and then puts his fingers out to chop him in the...
No, that's not that. No. I will tell you that it's a really small thing.
Okay.
It's a really small thing that I would have to put in there just to complete the rule of threes.
Okay, well, we can't forget to talk about it.
We won't. It's the only thing I want to talk about.
But our characters...
so small and so stupid, but I have to do it.
our characters are in dire straits, gang, and not the band. Willy has been shot in the shoulder and his leg has been torn off below the knee. Vincent, Stephanie, and Liam are trapped in the Prime Universe, trapped by Mr. D. And, of course, Caitlyn is a traitor, which somebody did make a prediction about.
Oh, did they?
She did not call it exactly.
Okay.
But we do have to shout out Sylving Else on the Discord correctly predicted that there would be a spy among our heroes who leaks their tripod countermeasures to Mr. D. So, Sylvie does get a point for that, even though she did not explicitly say that it was Caitlyn.
Yeah, but so talking about Caitlyn, I think what's fun about, maybe not fun, kind of bleak and horrible about her story is that, we're trying to tie as many of these characters as possible into this central theme of like, what is it like to know what you would have done under other circumstances?
Yeah,
right?
to be clear, Caitlyn's whole arc is not a secret fourth Matrix reference.
That was, I'm not sure, she's not Cypher, at least not on purpose, right? This isn't about a different belief system. This is just...
It's not about steak.
Yes. And no one here is having
Caitlyn's
steak.
vegetarian.
Yeah. Is she?
I don't know.
I think we might mention specifically some things that she eats in the first movie. And
What do you mean we? You wrote it.
Okay, I think there used to be more scenes of Grant cooking in previous drafts of Birch Conflict.
Caitlyn became vegetarian
burgers.
after...
They eat burgers from Wendy's in the script.
Caitlyn became vegetarian after Grant died because she couldn't bear the thought of eating Wendy's burgers without him.
Okay, Xaria is dealing with the pressure or sort of like the stress of knowing that she's not her best self, right? That there is a version of her in another timeline where she accomplished incredible things and she's done basically nothing, which can really make you feel like you've wasted your life. Liam has to kind of deal with how he might be looked at differently or better or worse based on just physical circumstances, right? Because Liam and Willy are still essentially the same guy.
Yeah.
And then Willy also has to cope with like, oh, there's different expectations set on me now because I look like a guy who did sports in high school. Mm-hmm. And Caitlyn has, I think, a darker version of this, which is that she knows that in another timeline, under another set of circumstances, she used her knowledge and her skills to effectively murder an alternate universe version of her husband by overwriting his brain with her own husband.
Yes.
Right? Prime Caitlyn killed Pod Grant.
Yeah.
Using Prime Grant.
Yeah.
You got all that? And I think that would create a lot of self-doubt in a person when you're under stress. I think knowing that you would do something that is against your own moral code if you had to might make it easier for you to do that when if like it almost an excuse being like, I already know I'm a piece of shit. Why don't I just commit?
Well, and also there's an aspect of it where like, on the one hand, she sort of wants to redeem her Prime Universe self who killed Grant by bringing Grant back.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, the heroic thing for me to do for Raleigh, for my son, and for Grant.
Right, is to do anything that I can to make my family whole.
But in order to do that, she has to do what her other self did, which is kill people.
Yeah.
I mean, not directly, but, give them up to Mr. D who wants them dead,
Yeah, I think it's complicated. Like, I like the way that the setup of our universe allows us to create these kind of complicated character arcs that maybe you haven't seen in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes trying to kind of chase that Arrival heat, right? Where like Amy Adams' character, this to me was a horrible Oscar snub for Arrival because her performance is so good, but she's also playing a character going through something that, to the best of my knowledge, no actor has ever had to do in a major motion picture. It's such a specific and unique acting challenge.
Yeah.
And that's what science fiction can do, right? It can create circumstances for characters and for actors to do, go on journeys.
Have you seen Predestination?
I have not.
You got to see Predestination. It's a wild movie. I don't necessarily think it's a great movie, but Ethan Hawke and Sarah Snook play the exact same person who, through a bunch of different time paradoxes, are their own mother, father, and child.
Okay. Now, is this a comedy?
No.
Okay, because I think there's two different versions of this movie in my head.
No, it is based...
One is a Venture Brothers episode.
It is based on a Robert Heinlein short story.
Okay. And how fascist is it?
This one, not so much.
Okay.
Basically, the whole movie is just Ethan Hawke telling someone a story in a bar, and the story is, here's how I became your mother, or I became my mother.
How I became my mother. Coming to CBS this fall.
And here's where we reveal to all of you a secret that we've been hiding from you for the past 10 minutes, which is that everything we've just talked about post Act 2, we have now been talking about for the second time, because the first time we had this conversation, we didn't record it.
And so we have now finally reached the point in the conversation that we haven't had before.
Yes, how's that for science fiction?
We're pretty good.
We're time looping ourselves. I told that penis joke once before and then made sure I told it again once we were recording.
All those conversations about the characters' arcs, I kind of got to rehearse it, and I think I did it better the second time.
Yeah, we gave Sylvie props twice, once unrecorded.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are...
So you should feel doubly good about yourself.
We're caught back up in the present.
Yes.
With ourselves. The timelines have merged.
And there, right behind the camera, do you see him?
Oh, is that Alano?
You see Alano?
He's nodding at us. We did it right.
He's telling us we're very important people.
A major event is going to come to pass. And that major event is called Act 3 of War of the Worlds.
Yes. Do you have anything more you want to talk about before we go into Act 3?
Man, just how hard everything about this was to write.
We really hope you're liking it, because it was really fucking hard.
Act 3 was especially hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to hear, but we have, look, we got a lot of threads going now, and we have to tie them all up, and we have to do it in motion. We can't have anyone sitting down and saying, okay, here's how this works. Everything just has to happen through action.
One day I want to do a movie where, on purpose, the third act is, let's just sit down and have a conversation.
Well, you want to do that with every movie.
I know, but I always end up not doing it because I know that what's expected of me. But everybody, watch Station 11. It's so good.
I have one episode left.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Sarah and I have been watching it. She's seen it before.
Wonderful.
But we are on the last episode.
Okay. So,
is that the one where they just sit down and talk?
I'm not saying anything.
Because episode 9 had some action in it.
I'm not saying anything, except for that I have now fulfilled my quota of talking about Station 11 at least every other episode of our show.
I felt like it was only fair to watch Station 11 now that you have watched the first 2 episodes of Widow's Bay since the last time I saw you.
Oh, and so how much of Station 11 how recently did you start watching?
I've been doing this over the last month or two.
Okay, so I watched Widow's Bay yesterday.
But Alano Bright told me.
Okay.
Yeah. Our characters are real to us, and they complimented my joke.
See, now...
Wait, was that in the... Did we talk about the... That was in the unrecorded stuff. We talked about Xaria complimenting my joke.
Yes, complimenting your joke about Ervin Pope's Wi-Fi being called Vatican II.
Yeah, did everyone get that? Because his name is Pope, it's called Vatican II?
I think they all got it, but yeah, we did talk a little bit about how fun and sinful it is as a writer to write into your script one of your characters complimenting your own joke.
Yep, pretty great. Xaria is a homie because she likes my jokes.
See, now I'm terrified that you not mentioning that you've been watching Station 11 this whole time means you don't like it very much.
We'll talk about that on the bonus pod.
God damn it! God damn it! Okay, on the bonus pod, which we will once a day, we will record someday soon.
Yes,
we will do another bonus episode. We've got a studio mandate waiting for us. So let's not keep you all waiting any longer for Act 3, and then we'll go through the climax and talk a little bit about how we got there. Act 3. In the Prime Universe Tripod facility, Mr. D gives Vincent, Stephanie, and Liam a little tour, surrounded by armed guards, of course. Impressive, isn't it?
We've seen it already, from the other side.
You should be grateful to be on this side. Once the copy of Helmet you delivered is finished integrating with our software, the tripods will activate worldwide, overriding the minds of nearly a third of your Earth's population at once with a simple command. Obey Vladimir Draculia.
Oh yeah? Which one?
It hardly matters. My counterpart and I share the same goals. We're the same man.
Not anymore. There are 5 years of experience separating you now.
Vincent, when you're as old as I am, 5 years may as well be 5 minutes. He and I are, as ever, single-minded. 2 bodies simply means a tighter grip on the reins of history.
Well, I know which one of you killed my father, you fucking ghoul.
We've each killed him once, if I'm not mistaken. I killed the man who raised you, you the man who replaced him.
Jesus Christ, am I tired of hearing you talk? If you're gonna kill us, just kill us.
Or keep talking for as long as you want. We can wait.
Oh, you'll wait. You're going to watch your world bow before me. Then you're going to live out the rest of your lives here on this ruined earth, pondering the enormity of your failure. As Stephanie seethes, Mr. D responds to his buzzing cell phone. Before answering, he holds up the screen to show the call was from me. If you'll excuse me, I have a long-distance call. He answers and wanders off. Hello, darling. The guards prod our trio across the catwalk in the opposite direction. Liam leans towards Vincent.
What are we going to do?
Same plan. We find the particle and then we go home.
That's seeming a little unlikely at the moment.
Well, we thought we would have the element of surprise on our hands. The question is, how did they know we were coming?
Back in the pod universe, New Delhi. Xaria wheels on Caitlyn.
What did you do?
You don't understand. I just wanted to stop the universes from getting separated. I didn't know he would trap them there.
What did you do to Hela?
It's not Hela. Not completely. I rebuilt her with software he gave me.
Cora steps forward.
Who's he?
Caitlyn looks at the floor.
He calls himself Mr. D.
Xaria and Cora reel.
You're a goddamn mole.
No, you don't understand. He has my husband. Before he died, my husband and I recorded a saved state of his consciousness. And it's alive on some alter server in the Prime universe. But if Vincent succeeds, if the universes are severed, then I'll never see him again. And Raleigh will grow up without a father.
He's gonna grow up in a world of mind-wiped slaves. I guess that doesn't matter to you so long as you and your kid have your chips to protect you, huh?
Meanwhile, Vincent, Stephanie, and Liam almost certainly teleported straight into a trap.
I'm sorry. It's not what I wanted.
I guess the pod apples don't fall far from the prime trees.
Cut to the Prime Universe portal facility. 2 guards usher Vincent, Stephanie, and Liam into a stark gray cement holding cell. A large monitor is positioned on the wall, displaying a live drone camera view above the Pod Universe version of New Delhi, as well as a progress bar for Hela's installation. The guards stand under the screen, rifles pointed at the 3 of them.
Good luck hacking your way out of this one.
Stephanie stares at the progress bar.
It won't be long now.
So what's the plan?
Stephanie shakes her head.
I've got nothing.
You mean you're working on it?
No, Vincent, I mean I've got nothing. We've been outmaneuvered.
Stephanie and Vincent share a grave look. Our focus shifts to the Hela progress bar on the screen, which reaches 81%. Cut to Mr. D standing a few levels below, looking up at his own monitor, waiting for the portal to open. Hela, how much longer until installation is complete?
6 minutes, 48 seconds.
Cut back to the pod universe. Xaria, Cora, and Caitlyn are still in the New Delhi underground silo. Commotion from above them. Reinforcements are scrambling down the catwalks. Willy groans, still sitting dazed on the ground.
We have to get him out of here.
Willy tries to lift himself onto his one intact leg.
I can move.
Easy.
He nearly falls, but Cora gets under his arm on his weak side and catches him. She buckles. He's a big guy. Caitlyn gets under the other arm.
Let's get you out of here.
You think we're gonna trust you with him?
Do you trust me more at the jet or down here with you?
Xaria stares her down.
Fine. Go. And try not to turn him over to Alter on the way.
Cora lets Caitlyn take Willy's weight, and Caitlyn guides him to the elevator. As soon as they start ascending, Xaria slumps to the ground. Cora rushes over.
Hey, are you okay?
Xaria shakes her head.
Thought I did it. I thought I built Hela.
Just because you didn't doesn't mean you can't.
Girl, I can only hear that so many times before it becomes impossible to believe.
You were tricked. You couldn't have known.
I could have. I should have. There's a reason I'm not a team player.
Well, once again, you can lose faith in yourself all you want. You're not going to shake me. If anyone can get us out of this mess, it's you. I know it.
Instead of reassuring her, this seems to make Xaria dissociate. She stares unfocused for a moment before suddenly getting to her feet and heading to the terminal.
What are you doing?
I'm going over there.
What? You can't.
Mr. D cut them off from us, but he didn't think to cut us off from them.
A black hole starts to form on the platform.
I'm going over there. I'm finding a way to send them back.
She starts to walk out onto the platform.
And you'll come back too, right? Right, Xaria?
Xaria doesn't respond. She just stands in the center of the wormhole and looks back at Cora. Cora's face is still filled with pained hope, admiration, and love. Then, a flicker of motion in Zaria's periphery.
Cora, look out!
Too late. 2 gunshots ring out from the catwalk above them. They hit Cora square in the stomach. She collapses to her knees. Blood spills out between her fingers in buckets. Xaria looks up to see Mitra Bhandari on the catwalk, holding the smoking gun. She's grinning.
No!
Cora just looks up at her and nods her along, her faith still unshakable. Xaria tries to tear out of the wormhole, but it's too late. She's swallowed up.
Back to the room in the Prime Universe where Vincent, Liam, and Stephanie are being held.
Against the wall. Keep some distance between you. If we see any funny business, we shoot to kill.
The three comply. On the screen, progress creeps forward. 88%. 89%. Their palms against the walls, Vincent and Liam creep their fingers towards each other. As they touch, the lights flicker. Then, there's a muffled boom from outside, followed by an alarm. One of the guards steps back, opens the door to the catwalks outside, and pokes his head and the nose of his rifle out into the hall. Then takes a bullet to the head. The remaining guard swivels towards the door.
What the fuck?
And down he goes, a look of shock frozen on his face. His shooter enters. It's Prime Stephanie, dressed in scavenged tactical gear and so many bandoliers of shotgun ammunition. She smirks at her counterpart.
We got your SOS.
Pod Stephanie looks at Prime Stephanie agape, quite possibly in love.
We?
Prime Stephanie gestures for the prisoners to look out the door.
The Xarians.
We peer out the open door to the levels and levels of catwalks beyond, where Alter security forces are besieged by repelling resistance fighters. Cut to Mr. D on the lower floor, watching the action approach him from above, level by level. He scowls. Hela! Time! There's a bang and the lights flicker again.
At current pace, 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
What?
Interruptions in the facility's electrical infrastructure have slowed my processing speed.
Mr. D growls, then pulls a pistol from a shoulder holster inside his suit jacket and starts firing up to the catwalks above. Back to Vincent, Liam, and the two Stephanies. Prime Stephanie barks an order.
Keep wailing on that power grid! Knock out as many nodes as you can!
She turns to Pod Stephanie.
Come on, want to lend a hand?
Prime Stephanie offers her counterpart a belt of grenades. Pod Stephanie's pupils practically dilate into quarters with glee.
The dark matter particle. Find it and bring it back here as fast as you can.
One of Mr. D's growls reaches their level. Vincent looks down over a railing and sees Mr. D shoot down a Xarian intruder.
Vincent, come on.
Vincent shakes his head.
You two have got this. I've got my own score to settle.
Stephanie follows his gaze down to Mr. D below.
I understand.
She looks to Liam.
What about you?
Where he goes, I go.
Vincent throws Liam a look of surprise and concern.
We're in this together.
Prime Stephanie pulls a pistol from one of her holsters and offers it to Vincent.
You're gonna need one of these.
Vincent looks at it for a moment, then looks at Liam. Without another moment of hesitation, he takes the gun.
Here's an extra magazine. Check that one before you use it. I may have lost track of how many bullets I've used.
Vincent and Pod Stephanie share a brief warrior's hug. Then Vincent takes Liam's hand and they run off in one direction. The two Stephanies start off in the opposite.
Who are those guys? That was my army.
The Prime Universe. Location unknown. The wormhole deposits Xaria in a field of dry grass, just outside an abandoned BP gas station. The platform she's on has been cobbled together from dry 2x4s. As she materializes, she's still screaming for Cora.
No!
She runs for a computer set up in the bed of a pickup truck next to the platform. It shows a familiar HellNet interface.
Hela! Hela, are you there?
Hello, Xaria. How can I help you?
I need you to send me back where I came from.
I'm sorry, Xaria. Access to Pod Universe tripods has been restricted.
Please, Hela, Cora is dying.
The side door of the gas station opens. Xaria grips the truck bed, ready to duck behind it. Through the door emerges Xaria. Prime Xaria. Leader of the Xarians.
Hey, X.
Pod Xaria's jaw drops.
Oh.
Prime Xaria walks through the field toward her.
This is weird, right? Weirder than I expected it to be. You gotta help me. I have to get back to the Pod Universe right away. Whoa, slow down.
Pod Xaria looks around the empty expanse, remembering why she came.
Wait, where's Vincent? Where you sent him? Probably in San Francisco with Mr. D, if I had to guess. Well then, where are we? I programmed the portal to take me to him. And then I pulled you here. Sorry. I was happy to see your name at the bottom of the SOS you sent. It was confirmation that we've been fighting these assholes in every universe. I had to meet you.
Pod Xaria looks down at her feet.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I kind of need your help. Not disappointing. We're a team. We help each other out. What do you need? I need you to give me Hela.
Prime Xaria's demeanor changes on a dime.
Wait, you haven't built Hela yet? I thought I did, but no, it's a long story. Well, I'm not handing her over. Are you kidding? The world is ending. And I spent 5 years of my life perfecting the ultimate digital consciousness. I'm not going to give her over to you just because you were too busy gooning or whatever to finish her. I didn't. Look, I tried. I've been working on her nonstop. I'm not as good as you. I don't know why. I know we're identical or whatever, but whatever it is that made you the fucking leader of the Xarians, I don't have it. And now Vincent is trapped, and Cora is dying, and Mr. D has the keys to Hela. I'm sorry. Sorry that you're not actually cool in every universe.
Prime Xaria softens, studying her counterpart.
Do you remember the day we decided to make Hela? Yeah, it was the day we decided to stop drinking. Why would we ever do that? Because somebody roofied us. At Astrid's house party, we spent 2 days sick in bed, hating whoever did it, hating ourselves for letting it happen, paralyzed by what could have happened if we hadn't gotten out of there. And as soon as we could sit up straight, we started working on Hela. Cracked the first of many, many sodas, cranked up the DMX, don't forget that. Oh, I would never. I became a shut-in. Hela was my life. A companion we could trust to never let us down. And one that could watch us, to make sure we never let ourselves down. But she never became that for me. You finished her, I didn't. Not yet. What I'm trying to say is that you and I share Hela's moment of creation, that day after Astrid's party. She was brought into being as soon as we made that choice. The rest of it is just waiting for the thread to finish unspooling. I can't wait anymore. I'm kind of on the clock here. Then crack a can of soda, crank up the DMX, and rock and roll.
Cut to the lower levels of the Prime Universe facility. Vincent and Liam sneak down steel stairs, watching Mr. D fire shots into the air. A Xarian trooper drops to the floor next to him, and he kicks him out of the way. Vincent and Liam crouch under a stairway. Vincent checks his pistol.
You're just gonna walk up to him and shoot him?
I prefer to do it from back here, but I'm probably only going to get one shot, and I've barely used one of these. Of course, if you get close enough, and experience barely matters.
Vincent takes a breath.
Wish me luck.
He stands and walks out into the open room behind Mr. D, still shooting at Xarians above him. Vincent raises his gun, hand trembling, until it's pointing straight at the back of Mr. D's head. He closes his eyes, gathering his resolve. Soft focus images flash across the screen of Vincent and his dad, laughing in the kitchen, smiling at each other across the dinner table, sitting side by side at Vincent's mom's hospital bed. He opens his eyes and pulls the trigger. Click. Nothing. Vincent's eyes widen. Cut to a close-up of Mr. D. He hears the sound and stops firing. He cocks an eyebrow. Liam watches this from under the stairway. Just as Mr. D starts to turn, Liam runs out into the room, away from Vincent. He grabs a lab coat from the back of a chair and throws it on.
Excuse me, Mr. D!
Mr. D whirls around, away from Vincent, to point his gun at Liam. What? There stands Liam wearing his ill-fitting lab coat, awkward smile on his face, bowing slightly. Mr. D clearly doesn't recognize him. Behind Mr. D, Vincent fumbles with the gun, ejecting the empty clip and pulling another one out of his pocket.
I'm so sorry for interrupting.
Spit it out! The lights flicker again.
There's a problem with the power grid, sir.
I know that, you... Mr. D takes a bullet through the right side of his back. He recoils, tipping the barrel of his rifle up and firing a blast over Liam's shoulder. Liam clutches his ears and backs out of the way. Mr. D drops to one knee and clutches the exit wound in his chest. He tries to pivot to face the shooter behind him, but is slowed by the pain in his right side and is unable to fire before Vincent kicks his rifle out of his hands. Mr. D spits blood at Vincent's feet. You missed the heart.
Didn't figure you had one.
It doesn't matter. You're out of time. The lights in the building all shift to red.
Software integration complete. Deploying Project Tripod.
Cut to above, where the two Stephanies are pinned down trying to reach a heavily guarded chamber.
Oh no, goddammit, not yet!
Prime Xaria stands at the terminal. Pod Xaria looks over her shoulder. A portal appears on the wooden platform.
I've hacked around Mr. D's restrictions. This portal can take you back to the pod universe.
Pod Xaria looks at her dupe with fear in her eyes.
Come with me. We could use the help. Stephanie and I have a lot of work left to do saving this universe. If Vincent's plan works, I'd be cut off from here for good. Besides, the two of us would drive each other fucking nuts. But I don't know what to do. You'll figure it out. I have all the confidence in the world in you. And technically, that counts as self-esteem. Now go save Cora. That girl believes in us way too much to let her down now.
Pod Xaria steps into the wormhole and faces her dupe.
If the invasion begins, we could use some reinforcements, even if it's not you.
Prime Xaria smirks.
I'll see what I can do.
Pod Xaria braces herself as the wormhole swallows her. She emerges back on the tripod platform far underneath New Delhi. But now, the platform is surrounded by altar agents, all pointing rifles at her. Past them, she sees Cora lying limp in a pool of her own blood.
Cora!
Despite the guns aimed at her, Xaria runs forward to Cora's body. A senior agent steps forward to give orders. It's Mitra. Don't shoot! Mr. D wants her alive! Xaria falls to her knees at Cora's side. She lifts her lifeless body into her lap and feels for a pulse. Nothing.
No.
You've been a real headache. Now stand up with your hands behind your head. Xaria looks up past the guards to see Alano Bright standing on a catwalk above her.
You're just gonna stand there and watch?
Alano says nothing. Now, princess! Xaria talks past Mitra to Alano.
Do something, you goddamn coward!
I'm not gonna tell you again. Stand up! Xaria doesn't budge. Mitra raises the butt of her rifle, about to slam it down onto her head when the lights flicker above them. While Mitra and her soldiers are distracted, Xaria headbutts her in the gut and runs for a stairway. The lights continue to flicker and strobe, specifically the lights behind Xaria as she runs, as if the brownout is trailing behind her. Soldiers fire blindly at her from under the flashing lights. Xaria turns a corner and nearly stumbles over a woman's body lying across one of the stairs. Xaria steps over her before noticing a blue glow on the back of her neck. Xaria turns her over. It's Caitlyn, shivering, her eyes rolled back in her head. Before Xaria can say a word, Caitlyn grabs her by the shirt.
Run! Make it right!
Xaria nods and hurries up the stairs. We stay on Caitlyn as the lights above her start flashing rapidly. On Xaria, gaining ground towards the surface. Back to Caitlyn seizing in the stairwell. A shadow falls over her. It's Mitra, who scowls at her and shoots her in the head. Xaria winces as the shot rings out behind her. The lights instantly return to normal. She just keeps running.
Back at the Prime Universe facility, Vincent holds Mr. D at gunpoint. Red lights flash above. Mr. D looks up and sneers. You're too late, child. Your world is mine. Vincent looks up at the battle raging in the catwalks above. Cut to the two Stephanies pinned down outside a fortified chamber of the facility. Across the room is an immense circular steel vault door. Pod Stephanie, still holding the belt of grenades, looks past the guards at it. It seems impossibly far. Prime Stephanie fires towards the guards from cover. They're not going anywhere. Cut to the Pod Universe facility in New Delhi. Xaria runs up the spiraling stairs of the underground platform. The entire installation is subtly vibrating. A deep rumble fills the underground cavern. Then the platform starts to rise, the entire skyscraper-sized tripod pushing upwards on a massive pillar of concrete. Cut to an exterior shot of the warehouse they entered through. The roof is opening, and through the gap we can see the floor is separating as well. The antenna that serves as the peak of the tripod is beginning to extend above ground level. Back to Xaria running for the elevator to the surface. As it rises, we watch the tripod rise with it. Lights are beginning to illuminate up and down the structure as it turns on. Cut to the streets of New Delhi. The entire city has stopped to watch this tower rise above them, casting them in shadow. Cut to Washington, D.C. A tripod emerges from the waters of the tidal basin, dwarfing the Washington Monument nearby. Rio de Janeiro. A hole opens up in the mountains of Tehuca National Park, making way for a tripod on the highest peak. In Moscow, the greenery of Zaradier Park crumbles into an enormous sinkhole, entire trees colliding with the rising tripod and falling into the depths. Beijing, Sydney, Tokyo, Chicago, Mexico City, Seoul. Tripods dominate them all, standing taller than anything else in their skylines. Cut to the coast off of Seattle, where aboard the Cliché, Bill and Arthur watch a tripod rise in the center of the city. Arthur holds little Raleigh tight. Cut back to the two Stephanies in the Prime Universe, still pinned down under enemy fire, then to Mr. D, laughing from his knees, blood trickling down his chin. Back to Xaria in New Delhi. She reaches the surface and runs outside of the warehouse to get a better view of the tripod. Xaria joins up with a group of locals, all staring up at the top. Voices blare from megaphones. Subtitles tell us it's the authorities urging everyone to stay calm. They are not in danger. All over the world, the tripods lock in place at full height. Back in New Delhi, the sun is just starting to set. The tripod suddenly surges with purple and blue light, racing up the 3 legs and swirling around the central antenna. High in the sky, from the very tip of the tripod, a nothingness starts to form. A hole in the sky, vantablack and expanding, distorting all the light around it. Similar black holes appear in the other cities. We get crowd shots of people of all ethnicities staring in wonder and fear. Then, in London, the cries of wonder and terror fall silent. The entire population comes to a stop. No one speaks a word or takes a step. In Dubai, traffic slows down all at once, as if all the cars were on a track.
In New Delhi, Xaria stands in the streets surrounded by an eerily silent crowd of totally still citizens. She tries to shake a few to their senses. The drones casually shrug her off, unbothered. An overhead LED billboard, which up to this point has been cycling through ads, now displays the toothy grin of Mr. D, the Pod Universe version, gunshot-free and looking camera-ready.
My loyal subjects.
The same thing is happening in Piccadilly Circus, London, in Times Square, New York. All at once, everyone's heads crane up to look at the screen.
Kneel.
Like automatons, every man, woman, and child bows their heads and drops to one knee. Except one man. He walks over the bodies towards Xaria, looking over the heads of the bowing populace. It's Alano Bright. On the screen, Mr. D's grin grows deeper and more terrifying. His cool exterior cracks, and he lets out a rapturous, bone-chilling laugh. He's won. Xaria stomps over to Alano and slaps him across the face.
You fucking coward! You could have stopped all of this!
I am no coward.
Oh? What else do you call someone who's too afraid to do the right thing, even when he wants to?
The right thing is letting events unfold as they should. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I want.
What about this looks right to you? Millions of people turned into pawns to prop up a mad king.
From the moment the Pod Universe was created, this was the overwhelmingly likely outcome.
Yeah, and the only reason it became inevitable is because you chose not to act. You just stand by and watch with that pathetic, grief-stricken look on your face, like you want us to know how sorry you feel about it. You're the real victim here, aren't you?
Alano's poker face cracks.
What is it that you want?
You control time, right?
Nobody controls time.
But you can manipulate it, roll back the clock, stop any of this from happening.
Making such a dramatic change to the existing timeline would have grave and unpredictable consequences.
Then make a smaller change. Just bring me back before Cora was killed.
What difference would that make?
I don't know. Maybe none, but she changed my life, and now she's dead, and it's my fault. If I can save her, well, that might not be worth much, but at least it would be something.
It's not permitted. The future of this universe does not depend on Miss Winters' survival.
Mine does. I know you understand. I can see it in your eyes. I'll bet anything that part of what made you into this was losing someone who saw you. And without them, you didn't want to be seen anymore.
A subtle shift in Alano's blank expression.
All I'm asking is that you try to remember what that felt like. What it was like to be a person. What it was like to be lonely and afraid and full of regret.
I remember wanting to change things.
Yes, I know saving Cora won't save the world, but the small moments matter too, don't they?
Something clicks inside Alano. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a metal box with a switch on it. He looks at it, deep in thought. Now we look up from its point of view into Alano's eyes. Smash cut through white to a nuclear detonation. 2 figures stand beneath it, backlit, locked in a kiss. The detonation slows, stops, and rewinds. Now cut to Alano, expressive, mortal, human, rushing a group of teenage girls in 1940s casual dress into a cabin as white ash falls from the sky like snow behind him.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Alano looks up at her.
Good luck, Xaria.
He flips the switch. Everything we've just seen plays in reverse. The crowd rises to their feet. Xaria moves with them but looks around, still aware of what's happening. Around the world, the tripods start to descend underground once again. Xaria backpedals towards the underground installation, down the elevator, down the steps. We see a bullet fly back out of Caitlyn's lifeless body, back into Mitra's gun. Xaria's trail goes back to the platform, then disappears for a while before extending again from the platform back to where she is with Cora. Xaria watches as Cora, too, gets unshot and returns to a standing position right in front of her, a friendly smile on her face as time slows to a stop and then resumes.
Well, once again, you can lose faith in yourself all you want. You're not going to shake me. If anyone can get us out of this mess, it's you. I know it.
Xaria looks at Cora with tears in her eyes. She pulls her in for a tight hug.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
Of course.
Xaria looks up to the catwalks. She sees Mitra Bhandari quietly descending a ladder.
We gotta go.
She grabs Cora and pulls her into a nearby room.
What's going on?
Reinforcements are coming fast.
Shit.
Xaria is about to start barricading the door, then hisses to herself as she remembers.
Oh, fine.
She pops the door back open a crack, looks across to a nearby stairwell, and sees Caitlyn creeping down the steps, her finger hovering over the implant on her neck.
Psst, Caitlyn.
Huh? How did you know I was...
Just get in here.
Caitlyn checks her corners and rushes through the door. Xaria shuts it behind her and barricades the door with a steel chair. Just a moment later, Mitra walks by, never seeing them.
Xaria, I just wanted to say...
Forget it. I owed you one.
You owed me?
We need to go on offense.
Cora looks around the room. A rifle leans against a wall.
Do either of you know how to shoot one of those things?
No, but I bet I could find someone who does.
Xaria logs into a computer on the desk and starts typing.
There you are.
She's pulled up a personnel file of one of the guards. Next to his photo are the words, Jeremy Curtis, Prime Drone.
Good night, little drone.
She presses enter. Cut to an anonymous altar goon up in the catwalks. He freezes in place and then his neck goes limp. Back to Xaria and Cora.
What are you doing?
The only thing I'm good at, coding. Caitlyn, how do these guys work? Is it like a remote control?
No, it's more like inputting a base command. It has to be something simple. 10 words or less.
She speaks aloud as she types into the computer.
New directive. Protect Cora, Xaria, and Caitlyn at all costs.
Well, this is highly unethical.
You're gonna lecture me?
Yeah, okay.
Xaria chuckles and adds another word to her command line. Please. Up in the catwalks, Jeremy Curtis comes back to life. He looks around and spots Mitra descending below him. He aims and cocks his rifle, which draws her attention. She looks up. Aw, hell. He fires, getting Mitra right through the head. Other altar agents take notice and aim at Jeremy. A firefight breaks out. Jeremy sprints along the catwalk, aiming with robotic precision, taking out one agent after another. He gets winged in the arm and calf, but keeps going, not even registering the pain. Cora, Caitlyn, and Xaria wait in the office, listening. Silence. Then, after a long moment, a knock on the door. They look at each other, then cautiously open it. Jeremy stands there facing them, rifle in hand. He gives them a salute.
Hey, thanks, Jer.
Xaria looks to Caitlyn, then to Jeremy.
Now go escort Caitlyn safely back to the plane.
Xaria.
I'm not my doppelganger, and neither are you. Go, do better.
Caitlyn nods as if to say thank you. She turns to Jeremy.
Let's go.
Jeremy leads Caitlyn toward the elevator, spraying suppressing fire along the way. A deep hum fills the room. Xaria grabs Cora by the wrist.
Come on!
Xaria drags her out the door and onto the platform just as the tripod starts to rise.
Shit. It's happening, isn't it?
Xaria gets out her laptop and connects it to a port in the side of one of the legs.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to get a more direct connection to Hela.
For what?
I don't know yet.
A more abbreviated montage of the tripods rising around the world and the crowds gawking at them. Back to Xaria and Cora on the rising tripod.
Fuck, Hela's not responding to me at all.
The sky is visible above them as they approach ground level.
X, we're out of time.
I know. Just give me a second.
No more seconds.
The platform comes to a lurching stop. They've arrived.
They're running this on a full version of Hela. I have no idea how she works or how to shut her down. This isn't my work.
Xaria looks out at the people gathered in the streets, looking at the tripod, all of whom will be zombies in a matter of minutes if she doesn't do something.
It must have something to do with that day.
What?
The other Xaria. She brought up the day we started working on Hela. Maybe it was, I don't know, some kind of hint.
Other Xaria?
A loud hum as the tripod turns on. Blue and purple lights race up the legs around them.
Never mind. Don't explain. Just tell me about that day then.
I was drugged at a party. I stopped drinking. I made Hela because I didn't trust anyone.
Cora nods.
Not even yourself.
How did you...
I felt the same. when I made my quantum-proof computer. This feeling that I'd suddenly been given this great responsibility that I couldn't possibly handle. You were thinking about making digital life, but why should you trust yourself with that power?
When I couldn't even trust myself not to get roofied.
That wasn't your fault, X.
Xaria doesn't answer.
So, what did you do?
What do you mean?
What did you do to give yourself permission to try something great?
Xaria's eyes light up.
The kill switch! The first thing I coded was a kill switch. In case I chickened out, I haven't even thought about it since. It's hard-coded in the very core of her. It would have survived every iteration.
Xaria types some commands into the console. A message pops up that asks, kill switch engage, and then a password field. Cora and Xaria look at each other with relieved smiles.
Please tell me you remember the password.
Oh yeah, there's only one thing it could be.
With satisfied confidence, she types in, X gon' give it to you. As she hits enter, the signature horns of the DMX song blare loud on the soundtrack. The lights on the tripod retreat down the tower until the whole thing goes dark. We cut between all the other cities as the same thing happens. All the tripods all over the world, turning lifeless as Hela deletes herself from the network.
Cut to the Prime Universe facility. The red lights stop flashing. Mr. D's smile falters. Hela? Status report! He looks up and around. There's no response. The lighting remains static. The only action above is the war between his guards and the Xarians. Hela! Mr. D's shouts are cut off by a coughing fit. More blood spills onto the floor in front of him. He falls to his hands and knees. I can't die like this. Not because of you. You're nobody.
Exactly.
Close-up on Mr. D snarling. Another close-up as he snatches a handgun out of a hidden ankle holster. He whips around and pointed at Vincent. Vincent winces. When he opens his eyes, the top of Mr. D's head is missing. His mouth is still open in shock as he topples over onto the ground. Cut to Liam, looking just as surprised, holding Mr. D's dropped rifle. Vincent and Liam lock eyes, stunned. They run to each other and embrace. Above, Alter's guards receive new info on their headsets and start to panic. Their ranks break. The two Stephanies watch the troops retreat from the facility, no longer interested in them. They take the opportunity to sprint for the vault door. Pod Stephanie slides the entire belt of grenades at its foot.
You don't think all these will blow up the particle too, do you?
Her counterpart shrugs.
Only one way to find out.
They both grin and start pulling pins.
Cut back to Cora and Xaria.
Yes! You did it!
She throws her arms around Xaria, but Xaria is just staring at the blank screen on her laptop.
Oh. I'm so sorry, Xaria. I know how much work you put into her.
It's okay. Maybe I'll build a new Hela, maybe I won't. I mean, I already know I can, so why waste the time?
The two women smile at each other. In the distance, the sound of helicopters approaching. They rush outside to see that the departing fleet has turned around. Alter agents lean out the sides, rifles pointed at the tripod.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna need more Jeremys.
The choppers open fire. Xaria and Cora hide behind one of the legs of the tripod. The helicopters fan out, surrounding the tripod, firing from all angles. Xaria and Cora duck, pressing themselves into the leg as close as they can.
Think we can make a break for the elevator?
They look over to it. Its glass walls have been shattered by gunfire.
No, I don't think we can.
She squeezes Cora's hand.
If this is the end for us, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in me since I got here. Without you, I don't know if I ever...
She's cut off by a sudden suction from behind them, pulling their hair back and knocking them off balance. They turn to see a wormhole opening on the platform, spreading wide toward them, almost to the edges.
Vincent?
From out of the portal emerges 24 people dressed in DIY tactical gear, all carrying rifles, a few carrying duffel bags of ammo and supplies. They appear, guns blazing, firing at the helicopters all around them, forcing them into evasive patterns. One helmeted Xarian fighter comes roaring through the portal on a motorcycle, skidding to a halt at the front of the pack. She pulls off her helmet to reveal a familiar face from late adopters. Gwen, played in the film by Lizzie Kaplan, and in this reading by Frankie Starker. She barks an order into a walkie-talkie.
All squads report in.
Cut to the tripods across the world. Wormholes are opening on all of them, full of Xarian reinforcements. They pour forth, guns firing at Alter agents. The Xarians with the duffel bags wrap bricks of C4 around the legs.
London team reporting in, awaiting cue.
Shanghai team reporting in, awaiting cue.
Sableman Island team reporting in, awaiting cue.
Back in New Delhi, the battle rages on. The Xarians are able to disable one of the helicopters. It goes crashing into the helicopter next to it, and both of them swing wild into the tripod above.
Take cover!
An explosion rocks the tripod. The Xarians duck and hide under the legs as debris rains down all around them. The remaining Alter agents take advantage of the chaos and are able to take out a few of the hiding Xarians. On the platform, Gwen revs her motorcycle, burns rubber, and launches over a safety railing to jump to a rooftop below and shoot at the Alter agents from her new vantage point. Once they're down, she shouts into her walkie,
On your marks, team. Get ready to sync your timers.
Over on the platform, Xaria and Cora overhear this on a nearby Xarian's receiver speaker.
Wait, what about Vincent and Stephanie? If the tripods are destroyed, they'll be trapped on the other side.
Cut to the Prime Universe. Vincent and Liam arrive back at the portal just as the two Stephanies come sprinting through the door. Pod Stephanie is holding the glass tube with the particle in it over her head.
Mission accomplished.
Prime Stephanie heads straight for a terminal.
You guys need to get back to your universe fast. Our people are getting ready to blow up the tripods.
Wait, what?
No time to explain. If you don't get back now, you're going to be stuck here for who knows how long.
A portal starts to open on the platform. As soon as the trio head for it, a familiar face appears on the screens above them. It's Mr. D. I would not do that if I were you. They pause and look up at him.
That's funny. I swear we just killed you.
And I appreciate that. Spares me the trouble of having to do it myself. I owe you one.
Oh, we'll be happy to cash in that favor. Drop a pin, tell us where you are, and you can pay us right back.
Mr. D smiles. Clever. I'm in the pod universe, where you should be. But you must not bring the dark matter particle with you.
Sorry, Mr. D. Your invasion already failed once. We don't have to sit around and wait for your second try.
You don't understand. That particle is responsible for the creation of our universe, but it is not of our universe. It does not belong here. Its very physics are alien to ours. If that container comes here, it will contain within it an equivalent amount of energy to the Big Bang. If that glass so much as cracks, the entire universe will be destroyed. The trio look at each other.
He's lying.
Vincent shakes his head.
He's not.
Wait, you knew this whole time?
Quite the responsibility, isn't it? Babysitting an apocalypse until the end of time. Not just for the rest of your lives. No, that's just a blink in the grand scheme of things. You'll have to find a way to keep it safe for eternity. Hardly seems worth the trouble. Vincent and Stephanie share a look. What'll it be, kids?
Cut back to Cora and Xaria, holding hands outside the tripod in New Delhi as the Xarian troops retreat back into the portal. The timer to detonation has less than a minute left.
Cora, we should get clear.
No! They're coming!
Xaria furrows her brow. After 10 more eternal seconds, there's a whoosh of air as the portal comes to life. Emerging from its top edge is a glass tube capped with shining metal, with Stephanie's fist wrapped around it. The portal recedes to reveal Vincent, Stephanie, and Liam.
Run! The tripod's about to blow!
The three of them sprint out from under the tripod and join Cora and Xaria. Just 10 seconds left on the timer. They run away from it at top speed. The charges detonate simultaneously. The tripod collapses straight down onto its own portal platform. Dust billows out in a cloud that's more like a tidal wave, chasing our heroes and eventually swallowing them. All around the world, we see the tripods collapse in slow motion. Citizens watch in awe from a safe distance or flee in terror from the clouds of debris. On Sableman Island, we watch the last tripod fall until its dust swallows the camera and blinds our view. Fade to black.
Fade in on a hospital hallway in New Delhi. The camera pushes through the chaos of doctors and nurses tending to the wounded from the demolition. We approach one room where we hear a familiar voice talking.
They offered me some kind of high-tech robo-prosthetic, but I said no way. I'm embracing the pirate look. You can all call me Peg Leg Willy from now on.
Cut to inside the room. Vincent, Liam, Stephanie, Cora, and Xaria are gathered around Willy's hospital bed, where his leg stump has been cleaned and bandaged.
No way. Way too phallic. I can't have you putting that image in people's heads when you're already the hot one. Okay, fine. Maybe I add an eye patch. Go for one-eyed Willy instead. That's worse!
The gang laughs. Vincent brings Liam's hand up and kisses it. Xaria looks around the room.
Is Caitlyn here?
Willy shakes his head.
She had someone else to look after.
We cut to a placid dock on the coast of Washington State. Caitlyn kneels down and spreads her arms as little Raleigh runs excitedly to greet her. She holds him close. From the other end of the dock, Bill and Arthur lean on each other, happy to see this family reunited. Cut back to the hospital. Vincent lifts a duffel bag from underneath Willy's bed and places it on the mattress.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't tell her about this.
We get a closer look at it. The glass tube is sticking out of one end.
Just in case.
Cora turns to Xaria.
Hey, how did you know Caitlyn was hiding in the stairwell?
Xaria looks up and meets Vincent's eyes. He cocks his head, unsure what she's trying to communicate. He doesn't know about Alano. Xaria shakes her head.
Woman's intuition, I guess?
Xaria gets to her feet.
Well, I need a shower, a Mountain Dew, and 16 hours of sleep, in that order. Enjoy figuring out where you're going to bury the Universe Destroyer.
You want to stick around and help us with that?
Xaria shakes her head.
Nah, I'm not really a team player.
Vincent nods. Cora looks down at her hands.
Cora,
She perks up.
want to come with me?
She smiles.
Are you saying you want me to be a Xarian?
No, God, no. Let's just be like the normal guys.
Good luck with that.
Cora scooches her chair back to get up. Unbeknownst to her, the strap of the duffel bag is wrapped around the chair leg. It tips off the bed, and the glass tube tumbles out onto the floor.
No!
The tube rolls across the floor and out into the hallway, where a passing nurse accidentally kicks it as she walks by. The gang runs to the door in time to watch it fly down the hall, ricocheting off feet and chairs and gurney wheels, about to slam into a sharp corner when it unexpectedly rolls to a stop, then rolls back towards Vincent on the same path on which it rolled away. It comes to a stop at Vincent's feet. The gang looks at it, dumbstruck. Vincent picks it up and carefully inspects it. Not a scratch. Willy, Stephanie, and Liam laugh, unable to believe their luck. Vincent and Xaria, however, stare down the hall as a man in a gray coat and hat strolls casually into the distance, his back to us. Xaria and Vincent look at each other, share a knowing smile, and we cut to black.
Mid-credits scene. Close up on a tablet screen showing the front page of the New York Times. The main headline reads, "Source of mysterious tripod still unknown." A headline underneath this article reads, "Rumors of extraterrestrial origin deemed hoax," with the subhead, "Claims traced to New Jersey radio station. DJ denies involvement." Vladimir? Vladimir! Now is not the time for further insolence. We cut wide to see that the tablet is held by Mr. D, sitting in his office. A wall-sized monitor shows a conference call, but all the other members are voice only, no video.
I apologize to the board. I was merely admiring your thorough cover-up.
A cover-up that required a vast amount of the board's resources and time, which would not have been necessary if Alter hadn't failed at every objective you promised us you'd complete.
Our primary objective is still salvageable. All I need...
Mr. Draculia, the board is hereby withdrawing all investment from Alter, effective immediately.
Wait. No, you can't!
We've decided to redirect our resources elsewhere. Any further ramifications of your actions are yours alone to resolve. This will be our final call.
How dare you! We had a deal, an agreement that our partnership would continue eternally, and now, with one small hiccup...
You should consider yourself lucky that we're not erasing you and your entire universe from existence. Believe me, it was on the table.
You wouldn't dare. We're one of a kind. Quantum-proof, frozen in amber, unable to branch into other timelines.
Mr. Draculia, please. There are infinite universes. Do you really think your so-called prime universe was the only one that figured out how to isolate a branched reality? There are infinite pod universes out there, all frozen, all unique, just like you.
No, that's not...
As for our eternal agreement, consider this a pause in the contract. Let's meet back here and renegotiate in, let's say 1,000 years. If a little mortal human like you can live that long. Goodbye, Mr. D. The board hangs up. Mr. D steams. Someone opens his office door. Mr. D?
What?
The vessel you've been tracking has entered our solar system. It's passing by Neptune now. We've forecasted its impact in the American Southwest. Mr. D smiles and eases back in his chair.
Finally, good news. You may go.
The man bows and exits. Mr. D grabs an hourglass sitting on his desk and flips it over so the sand starts to fall.
Our agreement was for an eternity, friends.
He pushes his face close to the hourglass and grins.
And I intend to see it through to the end.
Cut to black.
The Pod Universe, War of the Worlds. Starring Vera Drew as Xaria, Chris Myers as Vincent Estrella, Lianah Sta as Stephanie Lee, Anique Evans as Cora Winters, Julian Fadullon as Liam and Willy Flores, Sarah Norcross as Caitlyn Wheeler, Roberto Williams as Alano Bright, with Dalton Deschain as Arthur Tussit, Abe Goldfarb as Bill Malton and Kinny Clausen, Dylan Roth as Mr. D, Joe Stando as Ervin Pope, and Frankie Starker as Hela and Gwen. Original score by Dylan Roth. The Pod Universe theme by Dalton Deschain. Written, produced, and directed by Dalton Deschain and Dylan Roth.
Post-credit scene. Cut to a dark, windowless room with occupied bunk beds lining the metal walls, like the barracks of a submarine, except there's a conference table in the center of the chamber. Its surface lights up blue, and a hologram appears floating above it. It's a boxy little cartoon robot, Beepo, voiced here by Branson Reese.
Rise and shine, crew! I've got exciting news!
We're here in the modified captain's stateroom of the starship Lost Shepherd, where Solna, Kit, Father Roll, Commander Zozo, and Son Roll each stir reluctantly awake from their individual compartments.
Oh, this better be good.
What is it, Beepo?
According to long-range sensors, there's been a coordinated, multi-pronged universal incursion on Earth.
And?
This is an unprecedented phenomenon for a planet with only a Stage 3 technology rating. And given that Earth is our present heading, I just knew you'd be thrilled to hear about it.
How does it change anything about our mission?
No, but it's a great story.
I'm going back to sleep. Wake me if something happens that has anything to do with us.
Sure thing, Solna. Good night. Would anyone else like to hear about the thrilling events of...
No!
Cut to black.
We finally did it.
That's it. We did it.
That's War of the Worlds. We did it, everyone. You know, it occurred to me that in part 1, we never talked about our director.
No, we never said who it was.
Should we make it canon now?
Let's make it canon now. So now you have to go back and think about what visual choices this director might have made in the thing that you've already heard.
Yeah. You know what? It'll give you a great excuse to listen to the director's cut.
Yeah.
Available now for patrons.
That's right. If you want to listen to this whole thing without the interruptions of us talking about it, and with a couple deleted scenes added back in, you can join our Patreon. You can start a 7-day free trial today, or join up for $5 a month.
I want to clarify: the deleted scenes are not back in the director's cut.
Oh, they're not going to be in the director's cut?
They're deleted scenes. They are the director's cut. I think is the finished movie.
Okay, well, the deleted scenes will also be on the Patreon.
Yeah,
join the
bonus
Patreon.
Materials.
You get 7 days for free, and then $5 a month gets you the bonus pod. 15 gets you $5 a month gets you the bonus pod. $8 a month gets you a vote on our next studio mandate on the bonus pod. $15 a month gets you that, plus a shout out on all of our shows. And $25 a month lets you nominate one of the things the other users vote for to put in the bonus pod. We'll have it all on the screen on the YouTube version at the end there. Anyway, you'll also get the director's cut.
Yes, and the director, by the way, that we decided on shortly before taping the first episode, we thought we'd go with Takashi Yamazaki, aka the director of Godzilla -1.
Yeah, an absolute popcorn masterpiece.
Yes.
I adore that film. You can hear us talking about it on a bonus pod like a year ago.
But yeah, very human film, very character driven, but with some amazing, gigantic action set pieces.
Yes.
You know,
really striking that balance of a human story focused on our ground level individuals mostly, and putting them into some spectacular situations and not letting the spectacle overtake the character.
So Takashi Yamazaki, welcome to the Pod Universe, fictionally.
We look forward to pretending to have worked with you.
Now, what was the third Matrix reference?
Okay.
We gotta know.
I almost wrote it specifically this way, and I realized there's no way to do it without being distracting and interrupting the thing. When Prime Stephanie offers Vincent that gun, she has to do it where she spins it around, like how APOC offers Neo the gun in the Matrix and says, "I hope the Oracle gave you some good news." It has to be like, plus it's a cool thing, a cool flourish to show how like practiced at badassery this version of Stephanie is to be able to go and hand it to him. Now, this is the only time that, no, actually, that's true. Each time the Matrix thing happens, it happens to a different character. It's not always Xaria.
Great.
So, yes, that was the Matrix thing. If you were looking for it during that read, there was no way you would find it because I pulled out the specific reference from the draft before Dalton ever saw it.
You could argue that this movie has more in common with The Matrix than H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds.
Yes, you could definitely argue that. But in last week, we also mentioned a thing that you added into there that I thought made a great little nod to War of the Worlds, the Spielberg version, which is that in the Spielberg version, the tripods are underground and get activated and then rise to the surface. And then finally, of course, in that post-credit scene, you add a little nod to something that's very close to my heart, because I think I've told you about this. Yeah. I'm from the town that the War of the Worlds radio hoax came from.
I was trying to find a way to squeeze in the name of the town in the headline, but it was just too clunky.
Yeah. Grover's Mill, New Jersey, which is part of the municipality of West Windsor / Princeton Junction, the town that I grew up in. That is the place that Orson Welles picked at random to be the place where the aliens land in the radio broadcast War of the Worlds, where famously people thought it was real.
Yep.
And so there is a tripod, a water tower, a 3-legged water tower in the town where I grew up that farmers riddled with bullets, believing it was an actual alien landing craft. And so that kind of became a gimmick for the town. Like there's like a special time capsule there. I used to gig at a place called Grover's Mill Coffee House, which was themed to War of the Worlds. And it's just kind of like a cute little thing. I participated in a reenactment of the original radio broadcast once on one of the anniversaries. So that was a sweet little thing.
Dylan comes from a gullible line.
I do.
Yeah.
Although, in fairness, none of my family moved there during my lifetime, so none of my ancestors were there.
And speaking of that, shout out, we've got a couple of the predictions I want to mention here. Shout out to Caitlyn on Discord and Aubrey Vicarian on Blue Sky, who thought we would reference the radio broadcast hoax in some way.
You squeezed that in there.
I think one or two of them thought it would take more of a central role in the plot, but really it ends up just kind of being an Easter egg in the mid-credit scene. The mid-credit scene, by the way, I wrote without asking or informing Dylan about any of it, so I don't think he knows most of what's going on.
Well, that's good. I decided that was not what I would have done.
Yeah.
You know how I love to leave the universe in a noticeably different place between phases, but we already kind of have plans for that. So I'm like, all right, you're clearly leading up to something here. So I'm gonna run with it. I'm not gonna ask you about it.
Yep.
Because we do like to leave surprises for each other. You did know what I was going to do with my post-credit scene.
Yes.
And this was kind of a joke because in that first draft, way back then, we were trying to squeeze the cast of Last Flight of the Stone Hammer into this movie.
Not even the first. I mean, we literally were. I was just about to write end of Act 2 when we went back and removed Beepo from the script.
Because, all right, so there was a period of time where the whole plot with Caitlyn was going to involve Beepo. We realized it was too much to get like the Lost Shepherd already to Earth for this. Plus, I have plans for them in next season. So the compromise was let's have Beepo get transmitted to Earth as sort of an advance agent of the Lost Shepherd to see what's going on Earth, and then he gets embroiled in the plot.
And so this is what you're going to hear in the planning episode. This is what Dylan gives me. Dylan is like, not the full Lost Shepherd, but I want Beepo part of it. Once Hela came into it, Dylan was like, I think Beepo should like eat Hela at one point. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to work all this in. And so what we came up with was that Mr. D did not blackmail Caitlyn. We did not write that in until we basically started writing Act 3.
Yeah.
Instead, what it was that Beepo finds out that Vincent is trying to unpair the two universes. He's trying to cut the tether between them. He doesn't want that because our Stone Hammer crew wants to come investigate what's going on and undo whatever has happened that broke their engines.
They would love their fast and light drives to work again.
And so Beepo is like, hey, I found your husband's consciousness, but it lives in the Prime universe. So if Vincent's plan works, these universes will be permanently separated and you will lose your husband. So let me sabotage this a little bit.
Yes, that's right. And Beepo and Hela got merged into one character.
Beepo and Hela get merged, together into one character because Caitlyn basically rewrites Hela with Beepo's code.
Right. And that was where we got to the whole thing of like Xaria thinking that she'd nailed it. And the problem, we were getting through there and fairly late in the game.
Again, starting Act 3.
Yeah, I was like, God, this is so busy. Having this third party here is too much. Like this story, there's so much going on. And we also had the problem where basically Mr. D did nothing during Act 2.
Yeah.
And that was driving me kind of crazy. So I was like, let's pull the Lost Shepherd plot completely out. It sucks to lose Beepo. You know I love Beepo.
This was the one...
And I knew the audience loved Beepo.
This was the one part of the process where I got frustrated with Dylan because I had just written all this Act 2 stuff with Beepo, and then I get a text that's like, I think we got to take Beepo and all the Lost Shepherd guys out.
And I sold it to you very poorly, too.
You were just basically like, we have to undo all this. And I was like, I only put them in because this was your idea.
Well, okay.
You wanted Beepo in the movie.
First and foremost, I didn't want any of the Lost Shepherd people in the movie to begin with. You were like, we got to do it. And then the compromise position we came up with is, let's use Beepo. When I wrote Last Flight of the Stone Hammer, I was planning on them not being in this.
Well, okay, here's how it is yes. But then, as we've been talking about it throughout phase 1, you were like, you know what? I've been thinking because, the fans are going to want some Stonehammer. Maybe we just have Beepo in War of the Worlds.
Beepo was the
Beepo
compromise.
just be in there. And I was like, yeah, people will want us to have some connection. I think we can make Beepo work in there.
Well, my memory is that you were really insistent on all 5 previous movies being a part of this story.
I don't know.
And I was trying to find a compromise I could live with. And then we tried it out. We wrote it through.
Yep.
And if it had worked, I would have eaten crow and said I was completely wrong about that. As it happens, I don't think it was working.
Yeah.
We cut it out. And so...
and then it did work much better. Once Dylan went through and was like, I'm going to handle it. Dylan went through, cut out all the Beepo stuff, replaced it with Mr. D. It was so much cleaner, so much neater.
But I basically wrote to you in the throes of like half a panic attack, and then you receiving it had the other half of the panic attack.
Yeah, where I was like, what do you mean? We've already rewritten this movie like 4 times.
You gave me some very constructive notes about how to pitch you this kind of radical revision in the future.
Pitch me the fix before the problem.
Yes, the fix first and then the problem, and maybe don't do it in like 6 long text messages in a row without a response.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. It's how I do it.
Here's all the new work we have to do.
Yes. And so that's one of the reasons why we could not get the script done before your honeymoon.
Yes.
Because I kept changing my mind about things. And the frustrating thing about working with a writing partner, even though I'm so grateful that you're my writing partner, because I could never have made this third act work in a fucking million years. Long-time listeners know third acts are not my favorite part of a movie to write. I could you handled almost all of the action in the pod universe.
Yeah, you helped clean some stuff up because I was having trouble with, there was a lot of just going back and forth in portals and when is the portal open and when it's closed, and the removing the Beepo stuff helped with some of that. But then I also originally had Alano Bright resetting the clock 2 times. Once after Cora gets shot to do that, and then once to save everybody, and you had the idea to just merge that into one big reset.
I think you'd only have one.
Yeah, that was cleaner.
Once your characters start reversing time more than once, then it's kind of like, why aren't we doing this all the time?
Yeah.
So it's...
And we might have to see what the consequences of that are.
We might, yeah, we have set that up. So the other thing is, I rewrote a scene today.
Yes, and you put it in my part of the narration, so I was reading it cold.
Well, because everything that was happening in the pod universe, you were reading, and everything that was happening in the Prime universe, I was reading, just trying to make it easier for the audience to understand, to know what was changing. But yes, you had to read for the very first time cold that I changed the way that Caitlyn's death happens. I changed the way that Caitlyn dies in the first timeline.
Yeah.
Because as I was going through performances and going through rewrites, I got frustrated that I never pay off something that I set up, I think, in the first part. And as we were reading part 1 2 days ago, I was like, it is so fucking lame that I don't pay this off properly. And I always intended to. Like, so what used to happen was that in the first timeline, Xaria comes back from the pod universe, and then Caitlyn jumps on Mitra's back. Like, she just comes out of there. She's like, she just runs and is like, no, you know? And then she like sacrifices herself there. And I'm like, well, anybody could do that. That's not any using what's special about Caitlyn. And I do this whole sequence in the car chase in Act 2 with her like using her implant and going into this seizure.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and the way that makes her very vulnerable and what like a kind of a scary sacrifice that is. How do I not have her do that as part of her final sacrifice? So I rewrote how she helps and how she dies to be more unique for the character. I'm also kind of glad that we kill Caitlyn in that timeline because I don't think anybody believes that Cora is going to stay dead when she gets shot. Leave us in the comments if you think that Cora was real, if we would really kill off Cora. I mean, granted, we haven't in this movie to this point done any time travel.
Yeah.
But y'all who know what Alano Bright's thing is, you know that he's done this kind of thing before.
He's the Chekhov's gun kind of in this movie.
But Caitlyn's a character who I think people would believe would die because narratively she has done wrong and has to atone. And instead, Xaria gets to kind of, in a way that it acknowledges that everyone in every universe is their own person, kind of gets to tell her, well, I know that you can do better. It kind of gets to restore her confidence in herself a little bit.
Now, if we had had more time, if we had had more time to revise that, what I probably would have done a second draft on that bit with, she uses her implant, but it's just to make the lights flicker, which is a pretty small use of it. What I would probably do in a rewrite is have her use her neural implant to reprogram Jeremy initially to kill Mitra, and then that gives Xaria the idea to do it in the second
really good.
timeline.
See, my problem that I had is that we have already recorded everyone's dialogue.
That's right, yes. So we couldn't make it that big of a change.
Yeah, we've already recorded everyone's dialogue, so it had to be something that we could do essentially with, what if we basically just had to rehire Kristen Milioti for the day. Like, I could rewrite her dialogue because Sarah is reading her.
Yeah.
Right? And we have access to Sarah regularly. For everyone else, like, I couldn't have Zaria's dialogue be different. I couldn't have Cora's dialogue be different.
And these are problems that real movies have.
Yeah, so this is kind of exciting to have that
Remember
kind of
when
problem.
they CGI'd out Cavill's mustache in Justice League?
This is our version of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was definitely a cleaner version, but I ran into the problem where I had to do it in a way where we were only reshooting with imaginary Kristen Milioti and no one else.
Yeah. And it all worked out. And a couple other, I just want to shout out a couple other quick predictions we had. Raridan on the Discord correctly predicted the heroes are killed and Alano Bright pulls out a Robin Hood Men in Tights. Hang on, that wasn't in the script scene, and reverses time to change something.
More or less.
More or less, that's what happened. And shout out to executive producer Dick Wolf, who was almost right when he guessed that the Goners would come in like the ghost army from Return of the King and help save the day. It was actually the Xarians. It was the Xarians from Late Adopters.
But
the Goners were busy doing something else. I think we can all.
But we did have Ervin Pope.
But we did have Pope come back, and we
Yes.
did have him gone. You know, in the prime definition of the word. But yeah, gang, that's War of the Worlds.
We've already talked a little bit longer than we planned to after, because we will have next week, you guys will get the planning episode. 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, you guys will get the planning episode. And you get to hear about all the things we didn't do in the script. And then after that, we are going to do the Phase 2 slate reveal. But prior to that, we will make sure that we open up the floor to questions from you, our listeners, including non-patrons, to ask us questions that we can answer in that panel.
About all of Phase 1, War of the Worlds, other stuff from Phase 1, guest pitches, whatever you want.
Yes, ask us about anything except for the things you don't know about and can't ask us about, because you won't have the slate yet.
Yeah,
We
don't
won't
ask
reveal
us
the slate.
about what comes next.
We love to do these things where they're kind of like Comic-Con panels, except for that we don't have to share space with you nerds. you peons. We can stay here in our ivory tower.
But we also don't get the satisfaction of a lot of people cheering for us.
Yeah, we would love to do that for real one day. We would love to share space with you peons.
Yes, we would love to lord over you
Yeah.
from a high stage that you have paid money to come
Yes,
see us.
tell your friends about the show and share it with people online. And eventually we'll be big enough that we could have a modest New York Comic Con panel where we do a reveal like this.
That's right. I have to come up with some titles. I have a lot of ideas and I don't have titles.
I'm doing something I don't normally do, which is at least one of my stories was guided by having one title I liked better than another possible title that determined what the details of the story were going to be.
Someone's got to stop me from making a sequel to Late Adopters called Too Late to Adopt Her.
You should do that, though. I'm not going to stop you. I think that's great.
Damn it.
And I will say that I do have one script planned for next season that has an even longer title than Last Flight of the Stone Hammer.
Great. Awesome. Well, that's it for War of the Worlds, and that's it for Phase 1.
We did it!
We did it.
Phase 2, it's done!
We have one phase of the pod universe in the can, and I think Dylan and I have been talking. I think we both agree Phase 2, we're going to really unleash and get crazy.
I am really excited for what's ahead.
I hope you're with us. And until next time.
Oh, hang on. We have to thank our patrons.
Oh, that's right. We have to thank our patrons.
We acknowledge the cast in the credits, but I also just want to say again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to all the performers who breathed life into the script. This process of writing this thing was so hard. And we had kind of a crisis of confidence working on this thing because we put so much into it. And I think we talked about, we weren't really sure if it was working.
Yeah.
And working with the actors was a really great reminder for me that despite the format of our show, a script is not a movie. A movie is something that is made when dozens or hundreds or thousands of people take a script and each put their entire life into one part of it. And we don't have a production crew. We don't have visual effects. We don't have cameras.
We just have Weenie.
But we do have Weenie. Hi, Ween. But we do now, for this, we had a cast. And each member of the cast brought so much to their character that it made me love this script again. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's just like a wonderful reminder of the beautiful collaborative medium that actual movies are.
Yeah.
So we want to thank them for that. And now we want to thank our patrons. Once again, you can join their ranks at patreon.com/Dylan and Dalton.
The patrons who made us able to afford hiring actors for this.
Yes, we could not do that without you. Thank you so much. And we want to thank our executive producers who are supporting us $15 a month. Brian Egan, Diana, Jonathan Morgantini, Mar Bendlar, Mark Schmidt, Matt Thackeray, Michael Cox, Michael Mancilis, Mike Lee Whiplash, and Tucker. And of course, to our studio executives who contribute $25 a month to our Patreon and get to nominate movies that we will talk about on the studio mandate section of the bonus podcast. Thank you to Alyssa, the Pazuzu apologist, Barry M. Carr, Bijou Daye, Bill French, Beerus, Brent Dreyer, Dracatella, Grown Man Jealous of a Moose, Jasper Stark, Joe Valiant, Joseph Angel, Moose, Robert Strychek, Soonmot, Speep, and The Wayfinder. We are so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for this whole season worth of support, for trying this new thing with us.
Mm-hmm.
This time last year, we were still, for a few more weeks, Are You Afraid of the Dark Universe?
That's right.
And you all followed us here into a new place, into our big creative risk, and we are so thankful that you did. Thank you so much. We hope you're excited about what's coming next, because we really are too.
And until next time, Beepo's always watching.